You think you know me.
Yo, it's your boy CT Crusher here checking in. Just wanting to remind y'all to go subscribe to my homie Hoodie Jube for the Hoodie Jube live podcast. We talking pressing topics here for you every night of the week. Hit that ding dong bell to make sure you don't miss an upload. Come join in on the conversation. Help us expand the community. We do a lot of giveaways, give away to a lot of charities, giving away to the local children's hospital. And oh, by the way, if you want a chance to win free NFL tickets, yes, I said that, free NFL tickets, make sure you subscribe and hit the ding so you don't miss a chance to win free NFL tickets. Peace out.
What's up? And welcome, Who Dat Nation. Welcome to the best Saints sports talk show in the world. If you want live updates on your New Orleans Saints and also what only straight facts, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the new and upcoming trending news. Also subscribe so you can have a chance to win NFL tickets to watch your favorite NFL team live in person and won't miss out on any of the money giveaways we do. So now, let me welcome you to the Hoodie Jube Sports Show. Here is your host, Hoodie Jube. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Hoodie Jube, and I'm back with another live podcast. And if y'all don't know, y'all will know. There's no YouTube without your boy, Hoodie Jube, y'all. How is everybody doing today on this lovely Monday, man? I'm doing this fine over here. And this ain't no regular podcast, you know. What we're doing today is our Motivational Monday, man. It's going to be with me and the co-host. Y'all know who the co-host is, right? Yeah, it's the co-host, CT Crusher, man. We're about to bring him on. Shortly. Give me 1 second. Trying to fix something real quick. Gotta fix this real quick. And let's see. Alright, should be saved now. There we go. I had to change my background real quick. But with that being said, let's bring on the co-host. Y'all champion, Hoodie Jube champion, the Who Dat Nation champion, the New Orleans Saints champion, the one who speaks the knowledge into you, the one who speaks those facts into you, my boy, CT Crusher. How you doing, Crusher?
How y'all doing?
How
I'm doing
y'all
just
feeling this
fine.
Monday? Are you moving around? Is it a mobile Monday? Who that in the chat,
Hey,
man? What's
it's good for
happening?
me, man. It's good for me, man. But let me
The
ask
energy
you.
there, the energy there. I'm in the house, my parents on the phone, but the energy there, son. I can't be like rah.
So,
Just because
are you
the
ready to
voice not
motivate?
elevated.
You ready to motivate? Are you ready to motivate people? Are you ready to
Hey,
get motivated?
ready to motivate others. I need some myself. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. But let's shout out everybody, man. We got my boy Elites in the building. Who that to you, Elite? We got Drew Brees in the building, y'all.
The real
We got the little
Breeze.
man. We got Darkness in here.
That's up.
Who that?
Fried Pearson,
We got
USC,
Be
brother.
Kind.
You already
Yes,
know
we got
Nep.
Be Kind in here. Who that
Yo,
to Be
City Night
Kind?
Wall. Come.
We got Megan. Who that to you, Megan?
Wall Time, man. What's happening with you? I
We
guess
got
it is a
Master
smoke Monday.
Podcast.
Hey,
We got Master
that
Podcast. Who that
changed
to you?
everything.
We
Definitely.
got Brian
Who
Pearson.
that
Who
to you,
that to
man?
you? We got Young City Knife Ward. Who that to you?
In the building.
We got Wild Town. Who
Indeed.
that to you? And we also got Keen Up in the building as well. So who that to everybody that's
Never
popping on
separate.
in here to get motivated with us, man. So Cursor, is there anything that you would like to say, man? You know, like maybe a motivational, speech of your own before we start on the videos and start listening?
Something that kind of happened this weekend. It shows me that the way I live, I'm vindicated with myself because I purge myself of dishonesty and I pride myself on telling the truth to everybody. And it brought up something to me, probably talking to more males than females too. But we have to stop trying to manipulate one's mind to get something out of them and not be ready for the 100% of that relationship. Need to build a habit of being honest from the start and having a healthy relationship to where you can be as honest as you want to be and blunt as you want to be because you are best friends, instead of trying to swindle, manipulate, barter, say things you don't mean, do things you don't want to do just to get something from somebody. And I think we all know what that means. But what that does to you is infects your heart with lies, and it just it's hurt people. So be cognizant of that and be honest with people about what's really going on, about what you're looking for, really what you're about.
Yep.
Because sometimes it work out either way. You feel me?
Yep.
But
Sometimes it
that's
works
my
out either way,
motivation.
man. I mean, I guess my motivation will be something that is probably the easiest thing to tell people, is something that I started doing finally. Don't give up on yourself. Keep pushing forward and, get motivated. But don't keep, fighting on something that's not making you happy. Like, if it's something that you can't do to make you happy, don't do it. Like, if you, like me, I've had so many things that I started. I thought I would like it. It didn't happen. And I gave up on stuff. But this channel, me talking to people, because I love talking to people, me talking about the New Orleans Saints, I love football, New Orleans Saints, it makes me happy. And if you notice, I keep pushing and pushing to go live every time I can. And the channel is almost here to 1K. So just keep pushing yourself on something that you want to do, not on something that you just, you're okay with, because it's not going to end out because you're not really happy at the end of the day. You want to do something that's going to make you happy. And Drew Brees, and I see in the chat, man, you said, let me join, man. No, man, I cannot let you join right now. Little man, it's literally just me and CT Crusher for Motivational Monday. This ain't no Saints talk or nothing. This is Motivational Monday, my man. So maybe we can bring you on later.
Drew should motivate the masses.
But that's little Drew, man. That's the little man. Right now, we talking doing our show right now.
Shouts out to we'll bring you on in a little bit, homie. We got some segments we want to show y'all and some speeches, like we always do.
So with that being said, man, we're gonna I'm gonna put the overlay on it. And by the way, both of these videos that that we're gonna listen to today, man, is from my dude right here, Marcus Elevation Taylor. Both of them are by him. Really great speaker. So
okay, got you.
So let's mute ourselves, Crusher, and we're gonna get this video on the road.
Let's get it.
Some of you don't even realize you have unfinished business. You need to go back where you left off with a new perspective. Go back to the gym. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to the business. Go back to the relationship. Go back to the burning building. You have unfinished business. All you got to do is show up with a new game plan and a new perspective. You got to finish business. You have unfinished business. You got work to do. Perspective is everything. Let's go. I need you to hear me loud and clear. How you see this thing is everything. You cannot change the past, but you can change your perspective about it. You gotta see this thing differently. Stop complaining about the divorce. Stop complaining about the job loss. Stop complaining about the relocation. Your viewpoint is your advantage. Thank you for breaking up with me. Here's what you did. You opened up another opportunity for somebody else to come into my life. Thank you for firing me. You gave me an opportunity to explore entrepreneurship. I'm not bitter, I'm better. Perspective is what changes the game. Everybody wants increase and abundance and lifestyle change and new zip codes and new area codes, but you only read once a week and you only work out once or twice a month. And so the reason why you don't have what it is that you see, the reason why what's in your head is not in your hands, it's not your reality, it's because your perspective opposes your potential. You don't have it because you don't see the value in it. If you believe you've been called to be the difference maker, the game changer, the disruptor, the person that comes into a room and commands the atmosphere, if you believe you've been called to be necessary and not grossly irrelevant, then everything you do, everything you see, everything rises and falls on your perspective, your perception, your viewpoint. How do you see this thing? What happens when your perspective, your perception diametrically opposes your reality? If you are going to give and grow and evolve and attain and become, everything rises and falls on your viewpoint. Show me somebody that hates to work out, and I'll show you a man that almost lost his life, and the doctor said, if you don't work out, you'll die. One sees it as cumbersome. One sees it as a problem. Another one sees it as a privilege. He sees it as his second chance, his new lease on life, that I have to work out. I get to work out. I get a chance to live a little longer. So one person sees the gym as a prison, and another person sees the gym as a passport. One man came within inches of losing his life, and another man has never come within 100 miles of losing his life, and he only works out twice a month, and somebody else works out 4 or 5 times a week. The reason why you only do it once or twice a month is because you don't see the value. Your viewpoint is either your advantage or your assassin. Your viewpoint will either get you going or get you killed. We see a storm, we see rain, and we think depression. We think I can't do anything. Instead of thinking grass can't grow without rain, roses don't bloom without rain. Number one, there's one thing I need you to stop saying, and that is, I should do something. That perspective, that viewpoint, that ideology, that philosophy, that mindset is going to get you bankrupt. I should start this. I should stop that. I should forgive. I should. You don't get what you should. You get what you must have. I must work out X amount of times a week. I must forgive. I must evolve. I must become. I must retain. I must grow. I must live. I must evolve. I must go to the next level. I must live in this type of house. I must drive this type of car. I don't care how bad you think the shoes are that you are wearing. There is another man in this world who would kill to walk a mile in the pair that you wear. Marcus, what does this mean? This means that what you are complaining about, what you hate, what you can't stand, what you want to walk out of, what you want to give up on, there is somebody out there that would die to be in your position. And so here's what I need you to ask yourself. Is this problem an issue or is it an opportunity? Some of you, all you've been waiting for your whole life was an opportunity. What if losing your job was the opportunity? What if the divorce is an opportunity? What if the bankruptcy is an opportunity? What if the one you love was an opportunity for you to reconnect with somebody and forgive them? I need you to see the bigger picture. I need you to have a little gratitude. You need to learn how to smile. You need to work out. I know you hate the gym. I know you hate to lift weights. I know you hate cardio. I know you don't like drinking water. I know you don't like taking care of your temple. You think it's the hardest thing to do in the world to commit. But there is somebody who's in the grave today, and if they had another opportunity to live, they would enthusiastically, with great confidence and courage and consistency, do what you hate just to live a little longer. Find the positive. See the bigger picture. Guard your gratitude. The trial, the tribulation, the adversity, the giant is not your assassin. The giant is your opportunity. Are you going to complain in the face of conflict, or are you going to seize the opportunity? I don't care what it is that you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to give, how you're trying to evolve, what you are looking to become. Everything rises and falls on your perspective. Stop complaining about the jealousy and the envy and the backbiting and the person that gave up on you and the person that wasn't present and the person that lied to you and the person that attempted to manipulate and control. I'm not weary, I'm wiser. I'm not toxic, I'm triumphant. I see this thing differently. This season that you've entered into did not come to break you. It came to build you into the man or woman God has destined you to be. Change your perspective.
There's a reason why they say, see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you don't see that light, you're going to lose your mind. You will lose yourself. You will snap in half if you don't see past this. The challenge for many of us is that we got to see past our present pain and into the fruitfulness of the future. The right perspective makes the impossible possible. You cannot change the past, but you can always change your perspective. No problem could be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. The severity of your problems is a matter of perspective. Change your perspective, and most of them become insignificant. Some of them will no longer exist as problems, but opportunities. The right perspective is the instrument you need, the tool you need. It's a discipline, it's an advantage. If you change the way you look at things, then the things that you see will change. Knowledge, a speech, a motivational moment will not sustain you unless you put it into perspective. How will you see the rest of your day? Because how you see the rest of your day will oftentimes determine the way you see the rest of your life. Shift your perspective. If you can change your perspective, you can change the future.
Many of you listening to me right now, you have unfinished business, and you need to go back to that dream, back to that idea. You have a date with destiny. You have unfinished business. It's time for you to go back to the drawing board with a new perspective. It's your viewpoint. And watch this. Your perspective actually shapes your language, and your language shapes your world. And so if you don't start thinking right, you're not going to talk right. And if you're not talking right, you're not going to experience the world that you see in your head. I don't know who God has called you to become, but what I can tell you is if you keep seeing it the way you have seen it, you will never become it. Everybody wants next level. Everybody wants wealth and influence, and everybody wants to be this esoteric novelty. But listen to me, you will never experience any of this showing up in your next season with the same viewpoint.
The right perspective makes the impossible possible.
Hey, Crusher. Crusher. You're on mute.
Straight facts and gas. Straight
So so let me ask everybody what so Crusher, from after listening to that, what can you take from that, my man? Like what would you say, like something that you heard out of that you'd be like, okay, I caught that. Like mine, the thing I loved about this, when I listened to it, is that everybody complains about certain things and think that they have it in the bad side, but people don't realize that other people would love to be in your shoes that you are in when you think it's harder. Because, like, some people say, oh, dude, I have it the worst, man. Like, I'm literally down to the last, thing. My back is against the wall. I'm literally the worst. No, you're not. You know who else will love to fill your shoes? Those people who are dead in the coffin. They would love to be in your shoes right now and having that opportunity to change their lives and do stuff because they already failed before and they'll love to have it. So, and like in the beginning, he said, yeah, exercising, nobody likes. But he says, this guy was told he was going to die if he didn't. And he did to change his life where he can live a little bit longer. He said some people would love to come back to life and be able to work out to where they don't go out the same way they did. So, dude, it made me tear up a little bit knowing that, like we can be making an impact on this world that other people wish they could be doing right now, but they're not because they're not here. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of disappointing those people that are in the grave by just not doing that and not even caring. So that makes me feel, like I said, that's why I've been doing this and working hard on the channel, because I want to make an impact and do more than what I want. So that was one of the videos I really love. What was something that maybe you caught out of the video that you liked?
I mean, yeah, bro, just what you said. It's amazing because you always being conscious of what you need to do. And once you start to be like that, nothing else matters. You focused on you. And it's two things. From the first excerpt, the first speech, it's basically referring to how Eleanor Roosevelt said that great minds, they talk about ideas, average minds, they talk about people, and below average minds, average minds talk about ideas and below average minds talk about people. And I always remember that ever since elementary school, because I don't like to necessarily talk about people, and I don't necessarily like to hold in my heart to have beef and to be like hashing it out with somebody and to be complaining and this person did that and this and that. I'm not that type of person. I used to be, but it doesn't do no good for nobody. So that's just head on right there. Like everything that you holding inside for somebody that then slighted you, that's still living in you, infesting you no matter what. So that's vital. That's vital, because that holds you back from everything. And the second one is the second thing I got from the second speech is how you have to be who you are and keep going. You do what you have to do. Sometimes it don't matter how you look. It don't matter what people say. And the other thing that was really awesome about it is how how can I say it? We have like bulletin boards in our hearts, basically, in our minds. And we put these dots for tasks that we don't think we putting up there, but it's things that our mind and body want to get improved upon, right? And they're just tabs and they're up there, and if you start to lose track of getting those tasks done, that's when it overpowers. And I'm not sure who I was look at is Sonny in Philadelphia, but like Charlie with his bulletin board, because you're not really connecting anything. It's just a whole bunch of information up there now, and that's just how your mind is now, because you're not processing what you're saying you're gonna do. So you wait until the next thing that you're gonna say you're doing, and then you're inundated with thought. And once you're inundated with thought, you can't think. And just how he was saying, which I think is very true, I think, and I'm not sure scientifically, but I think arguing and yelling, I think that it might dissipate brain cells, because once you start to have that argumentative side, once you start to have that riled up side in you, and you live that way because you're holding on to so much, yes, you don't think right. You're not going to think right. And if you're not thinking right, you're not going to talk right. You're not going to give yourself the best opportunity in the world, because now you're looking at the world in this gloomy lens that you're not looking at it from the other side. And perception is everything, bro. I have to tweak my perception. That's the biggest thing about life sometimes to me, is that perception. I have to do it often. I have to do it often. It's easier said than done. But you have to try to write it down, write affirmations to yourself, keep affirmations to yourself. I write in a journal. I got a journal, bro. I'm 35 years old, and I write in a journal. Like, real talk, bro. Like, you have to do something. You have to do something with the thoughts in your head and in your mind, because once you can process them and articulate them, then you can process and articulate a lot more than what you're capable of doing. It's just that your mind is so flustered that you're not thinking with that rational. So I think that's. I mean, I do it now. Like when I get in an argument, it's like a anxiety. It's like I don't know what to say but to swing. I don't like it. I get quivery. My jaw get like it start to shake because I get angry. I don't. Every time that I have an argument, dog, it literally takes me a day and a half to kind of heal myself. So, that's so true. That's just so true, bro. It's so true.
It is. And then, excuse me. And then we're gonna listen to the other video again by him, real quick. And then after that, we'll go over that. What we think, what we heard, what we think from the video, and then after that, we'll have our quotes of the day. That we're gonna read out to them and stuff like that. So let's mute our mics again, and let's hear. We're gonna hear from Marcus Taylor one more time.
Let's go.
Who refuses. Sometimes you got to take a break from just about everything, disappear, come back, and shock the world. I'm talking to that athlete. I'm talking to that administrator. I'm talking to that nurse, that doctor. I'm talking to that student. I'm talking to that communicator. I'm talking to that pioneer, that inventor. I'm talking to that entrepreneur. I'm talking to that preacher. I'm talking to that person who refuses to stay where they are. I'm talking to that person that doesn't have a problem laying in obscurity, because you know that when you come out of the dark room, all eyes on you. We live in a culture of busyness, distraction, and noise. And sometimes the only way something's going to change is if we disappear. Sometimes you got to delete the app. Sometimes you have to walk away. Sometimes you have to fall back into the dark room and focus on you. Everybody wants destiny. Everybody wants manifestation. Everybody wants fulfillment. Everybody wants the next level and the relationship and a higher quality of living. But nobody wants to eliminate distractions. Nobody wants to disappear for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and get into a place where you can focus on just you. What if you could just shut out every distraction? What if you could just shut out the world for just a season and focus on you? A man is rewarded in public for what he does in private. Can you unplug for just a moment and focus on you? Focus on what matters. Why are you here? What is your destiny? The reason why you don't see it, the reason why it has not manifested, the reason why you are so frustrated is because you have not been willing to forsake all that you've been called to forsake and to follow through behind closed doors. Sure, you can talk about it. Sure, you can plan it. Sure, you can write it down. Sure, you can go to the conference and hear about it. You can read about it. But at some juncture, you have to disappear and put the work in and come back and shock everybody that doubted you. I'm talking to that man, that woman, that boy, that girl who feels the fire in their belly. It's time for you to shock the world. You may have to sleep in your car. You may have to go without food. You may have to bounce around from couch to couch. You may have to sacrifice like nobody in your family ever has. But can you do it behind the scenes when nobody's looking, when nobody's watching, when nobody understands the measure of passion that you carry? Can you keep going? Don't stop. You're right there. Go through the process in the dark room that prepares us and equips us for the stages of destiny.
It's time to get real. It's time to get raw. It's time to look ourselves in the mirror and come to the resolve that this version of ourselves is not going to carry us in the stretch. That I've been this version of myself long enough that if I don't change, if I don't do something about this, then I'm going to find myself bankrupt.
Some of the most monumental and transformational portraits and pictures that we've ever seen were developed in the dark room. We celebrate athletes and we celebrate critical thinkers and innovators and actors, and we praise them and claim them our heroes, and we follow them by the millions. We love what they do in public, but you don't know the story behind the glory. You don't know the blood, the sweat. You didn't see the tears that they cried, the prayers that they prayed, the countless weeks where they went without sleep to get where they are. One of the greatest tragedies in life is to live and not know why you're living. I'm just wondering if there's anybody here that wants their future, that wants to fulfill their destiny, that wants to manifest, that wants to walk in discipline and determination. I'm just wondering, is there anybody here that's willing to disappear? Are you willing to forsake all distractions? Can you hide yourself in the library? Can you hide yourself in the gym? Can you hide yourself in the boardroom and plan and caucus and do what's required behind the scenes in order to manifest the moment? Can you hide yourself in your books? Can you hide yourself in your closet? Can you hide yourself in the prayer rooms? Can you hide yourself? We have this passion to be in the public eye, but no patience to do the work behind the scenes. Stop telling the world what you are about to do. Steve Jobs once said, "We do not say anything about future products. We work on them in secret, and then we release them to the world." We only have so much real estate in our minds and our hearts. We only have so much bandwidth in our mental capacity. And the more distractions, the more delusions, the more negativity that we allow to take up real estate in our hearts and in our minds, the less energy we have to fulfill the call, to fulfill destiny, to manifest the idea. Everything that you think about, that you meditate on, everything that has to your attention has to be worth your time. So now it's time to navigate and do an appraisal of everything that's in our life, everything and everybody in our life. Time to do an appraisal and ask them this question: are you worth my time? If you're not, it's time to unplug. Time to unplug. Time to unplug. I'm just wondering if there's anybody that can hear my voice right now that has come to the end of themselves and they are willing to eliminate distractions. They are willing to delete social media apps if they have to. They are willing to walk away from everything that is distracted, everything that has diluted your devotion and your determination, every disease and dysfunction and disorder that has pulled you from destiny after you have heard it, after you have received it, after you have written it down, after you have spoken it once. Do what is required to manifest it into reality. If you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. Stop telling everybody what you're going to do. Stop telling everybody what your next move is, and just disappear and do the work that is required. Don't be bitter. Don't be frustrated. Listen, just remain faithful behind the scenes. Promotion is coming. Stages and opportunities are being prepared right now as you sacrifice in secret, as you put the work in the dark room, as you do what is required to hold in your hand what you see in your head.
When no one is there to affirm you, when nobody's there to validate you, when nobody is there to agree with you, you build in the dark and you announce it when it's finished.
Alrighty, Carson, what were you thinking about that video, man?
Alan, how many times, please tell me if you remember this. Everybody listening to this right now and has listened to us before, how many times have I expressed the Bruce Wayne effect to y'all? How many times? How many times? That's the most important thing that you can do sometimes, is go away. Is go away. Come back stronger. Come back smarter. Come back who the person you want to be. Come back the person that you thought that they thought you would be. Come back the person that they thought you would never be. That's when you elevate. Because once you're in their face all day and it rotates, erodes, it ages. Value your time. How many times have we talked about that? How many times have I told you I personally just blank? I'm not mad. I'm not depressed. I need to recharge. I need to think. And that's the only thing some days. You get it? Like, that's the only thing I can do some days, is to let somebody know that I just need to recharge and I need to get away. And I built that. And I know that's so true. And it might not be true for everybody, because I know people that's too social to do that. And you can't judge them and say they're just not disciplined enough, and that's fine. But I do know that that's a vital part of doing anything monumental, because you have to start doing it when nobody looking, when nobody cared. That's when you built the perfect masterpiece, when nobody is looking at you. You think Picasso told everybody every day, hey, Ren, hey, how y'all doing? Look, I'm about to paint something right fast. You think Beethoven told everybody, I'm working on number 7, number 8? No, they just did it. They just did it, man. And no disrespect to people that, on our content creators and our fellow people that we own. I love everybody. I love everybody's show. But I need to just not be around certain takes, opinions, and just 24/7 consume with it and giving my opinion, because it's just oscillating and rotating. It's not going nowhere. And I'd rather say something monumental than to keep talking and say nothing at all. It's like, is that even worth it? Is this even worth my time? Be real about it. Is that even worth my time? It's so funny. Me and my cousin Caleb, about 5 years ago, we had this revelation. It was like, I don't have to go where people ask me to go. And how simple is that? To say that to two almost, adult men. But that was an epiphany, because that basically gave us the liberty to say we create our own movement, right? Because that's more than just rejecting an outing. That's more than just saying I don't want to be here with that person or this person or that person, right? That's more than that. That's literally taking your body and soul, aligning it, and letting people see who you are, take it or leave it. I don't want to do it. I don't have to do it. And that means the world. That means the world. That means the world when your body and your soul is aligned and you love yourself, because self-love, that's the key. Self-love give you efficiency. Self-love give you accountability. Self-love give you perseverance. Self-love give you resiliency. Self-love give you determination. Self-love give you yourself. It gives you yourself. So if you having problems loving yourself, you're going to have problem loving anything in this world. And if you have a problem with being by yourself, then you need to figure out why. Maybe it's something trying to talk to you. Maybe it's you Jonah in the well, right? And I ain't getting biblical. I'm not doing it. But the word of God will teach you. You can't get away from what you are supposed to be doing. Only you know what you're supposed to be doing. And you have to listen, and you have to take heed, and you have to go for it. You have to expect to fail. That's how you get better. You have to expect to lose. You have to expect to be humiliated. And when you go through these moments where you can learn about what you're doing and learn about this and that, like a defensive back or a cornerback, watch film every week. When you can go for 3 or 4 months and hone your craft, be away from the public eye, public's opinion, everything, you come back embodied with all of that shame and truth and hurt and pain. It's accountable now, right? Nobody can shoot you with it because I'm armored now. I know what you're talking about. Man, this is some great, it's probably the best speeches that we didn't heard so far.
Yep.
I mean, speechless almost, bro. You know, like, I don't talk, like I always tell people, man, and it's so true. I don't talk to people, bro. I'm talking to me too, man. I'm not just talking to somebody. I'm talking to me too.
Yep.
So when it's on my heart like that, I know what's up, and it's just so poignant, bro. It's giving me chills. I can't sit down. It's poignant. I mean, I don't know who's all familiar with it. Whoever your higher power is, much love to you, much respect to you and your religion. But I don't know who else is familiar with Jonah and the well. I don't know who's familiar with it, but the premise of Jonah and the well is letting you know that the word of God will chase you down. It will find you where you are to redeem yourself. It could be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years down the road. The word of God. Give me chills. I'm talking to myself. To be honest, I'm talking to myself. You can't get away from what you know you should be. You can't get away from what your heart telling you should be. And you have to stop letting sometimes immediate family, sometimes close family, sometimes uncles, sometimes whatever, your atmosphere, your circumstance. You got to stop letting that deter you and making you feel like you can't do something just because they didn't do it. Okay? And that's what you're talking about, elevating your mind and elevating what you think and elevating your soul. Because guess what? 80% of those people you probably can't talk to anymore. You probably don't want to talk to anymore because it's just lagniappe. It's just filler. When you're a focused person, everything changes. When you love yourself, everything changes. Everything changes. Every word you speak is valuable. Every thought you have is valuable. You keep that to yourself. And I'm learning that every day. And I'm going to be 35 in September, and I'm learning self-love every day. That's everything. Yep. When a defensive coordinator go into a game plan, getting the gist of what the offense wants to do, he gonna see the different personnel, okay? He gonna see the H-back moving. He gonna see the wide receiver motioning in, but he's still gonna see the quarterback. He's still gonna see the tendency of the O-line, so he's still gonna stick to his guns. Basically, what I'm trying to say is when you are familiar with your enemy, when you are familiar with your deficiency, then your enemy can't use that deficiency on you because you know it's there and you know it's present. So be accountable. Hold on to the bad things. Hold on to your flaws. That makes you who you are. Without that, you have no armor. God is closest to the ones with broken hearts. God is closest to the ones with broken hearts. Not the moguls, not the managers, not the owners. God's close to the ones that deal with depression, that deal with mental illness, that deal with agoraphobia, deal with being scared of things, deal with trauma, being cheated on, death, finances. He's closer to the ones that need him the most. And then give me chills again. I'm gonna stop talking, Hoodie, man. Stop talking, bro. But this stuff is just a very pertinent point for me. 100% this week. 100%.
That's why I'm letting you chat it away, because I know how you are. You just gotta let everything out. You gotta tell people what you think of your stuff. So I mean, that's why I said that's why I'm letting you speak it all out. And after that, we'll discuss everything together, and then we got them quotes we can go over and tell everybody what we think of each quote. What does it mean to us when we read it out loud to them. So
let's go.
So yeah.
And
keep laying it out, brother.
Excuse my lighting.
You got anything else? You're good. Everybody else is liking it. Be kind, put crusher, very true. So, I mean, everybody's in here. They understand, man. But if you want to, I got the quotes right here. I'm going to pull them up above us, and it's going to cover us. Got the overlay.
Sure.
All right. So, the first one
Hey, I can't see you. I'm leaning. Hey.
So the first one's gonna be on the top left. It's gonna say every day.
Hey, shouts out.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not cutting you off. I just remembered. Shouts out to my brother Teal, bro. Shouts out to the Nola Bros. Shout out to my dogs, man. Y'all go subscribe, go like a red, hit them up, dog. Some real genuine dogs. There's some real ones. They're gonna be real with you. Real good company. Real good company, man. Y'all go check out my boys Nola Bros, man. BREAUX''S or just S. It don't matter. YouTube gonna figure it out. Nola Bros, baby. Go give them a subscribe, man. Shouts out to you, Till. The Legion.
Yes, sir. So the first one we're gonna go over is the one at the top left. It says every day is a chance to be better. And that's so true. Every day is an opportunity, y'all, to have a chance to be better. But it's only up to you if you're gonna make it better or you're just gonna stay the same and just keep repeating, yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And every day I get up and try to make myself better and better every day. I try to go to work jobs, make everybody days at work, making them laugh as I'm working, make my money, come home, change, go to my other job, make those people laugh at the other job, make my money, come home, go on live, talk to my people in here, man, and grow the channel. It's like I try to make my stuff better every day. And if you notice, it is getting better and better every day, y'all, because just yesterday we was at 906 people when I woke up. 906. Right now we are at 967. So we're almost at that 1K because I keep pushing, I keep being consistent. So if you want to do that and you want to get better and you want to keep growing, all you got to do is be consistent, because every day is a chance to be better. And I'm gonna leave it to Carson to tell you can explain your part of what this quote means to you and what your saying would be.
I mean, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And when you're saying getting better, you can be your biggest critique all day, but if you're not taking it, and I think must have been Coach Eric that said it. If you're not taking that pain, and you're not taking what you're learning from the losses, why are you here? What are you doing? Don't mean to sound that harsh, but that's what I think that means. every day you gotta be paying attention to what you need to do better. And the moments pass that you don't do that, you're missing out on what you're supposed to be doing. Not what somebody was supposed to be doing for you, not what somebody with the opportunity was here and now. And again, I'm talking to myself. A lot of times I talk to you. That's what the quote means to me is even if things don't get better, your mind got better, right? Man,
Mm-hmm.
it's so many times. The biggest difference between Chad 35 and Chad 25 is I have a bad day. Man, my phone just died, bro. I need a computer. And I had this little short, one of those short things.
Hey, Crusher, you good? I think he'll be back shortly, y'all. His phone was dying on him, so I'll wait on him for a few seconds and then we'll start back up. Who that to everybody that's walking on in here, man, that's coming in here. Who that to everybody. We got JT in the building. Who that to you? We got Saints Pelican Nation. Who that to you? We have Miss Barbara Williams. She said, "I was sorry. Thought it was a talk. What's football? We'll be back later." Yes, Miss Barbara. We just having our motivational Monday today. The football talk is gonna be on the later show tonight. So who that to you, Miss Barbara? Hopefully, Crusty gets his phone charged real quick before we can start discussing more, and he can finish his topic on that. He'll be right back, y'all. Give us a few minutes, y'all. Give us a few minutes for my boy Crusher to get back on here. Like I said, just give him a few minutes. But I guess while we wait for Crusher, man, I'll go over the next one, man. The one right over next to every day is a chance to be better. The one that's next to that one. We're gonna read, today is your opportunity to build the tomorrow that you want. So basically that's almost like the every day is a chance to be better, right? Because today is your opportunity to build the tomorrow that you're going to want. Yes, you might go through a few things. You might go through a dark tunnel, have to walk all the way to the end, and you might not found the right path. Sometimes you might turn the wrong way, right? You might took the wrong turn, So that's what I try to tell people, man. Do whatever you can that you want to do and however you want your tomorrow to be, and just make an impact and do it. You got the opportunity to do it. Not everybody has an opportunity like us to do that. Y'all don't understand how many people would love to be in our shoes. When we think we got it the hardest, you might feel like you got your back against the wall and you having it the hardest, but little do you know, you got people that are that's having it worse than you, man. What's up, Uneducated Sports Talk, man? Hey, I got the link in the chat, brother. If you got a few minutes to come, maybe give a little speech real quick and tell me anything that motivates you, man. Because I know you be carrying around PJ, with you all the time with the stuff. So I think you will be a perfect person to be on here to come talk a little bit uneducated if you got just a few minutes to spare, brother. But yeah, everybody, take that opportunity that you have today to build what you want for tomorrow. You want that tomorrow. You want something, but you got to do it. You're the one that's got to take the action to do it, because like I said, not everybody can do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just give people examples. They got people who do not want to hold on, let's bring Chris back on real quick. So you got people that, do not want to who do not want to work and they can drive. You know, they got the ability to walk, they got the ability to drive, but they don't want to go to work. Or you got other people who are literally paralyzed or born with a disability the way they can't do that certain thing. They're not allowed to drive, or they're not allowed, you know, to walk. But guess what? They still wishing right now, praying to God, like, God, please give me the ability one day to be able to do what I can do. I want to drive one day. I want to work one day. You know, you have the opportunity in your hands to do stuff, and you just letting it go to waste. Like, do you know how many other people wish upon that they can do what you're doing? You know, able to walk, able to do this. So take every step and use that, you know, towards stuff. So I know Uneducated Sports Star said he's still at work, fellas. But get off in a few minutes, gotcha. So when he gets off, maybe he'll hop on and tell us a little thing, because you remember his dog PJ. He has always one of my time. I think he'll have a good motivational, you know, speech about PJ, stuff like that. So we also got Slim South. We're gonna bring Slim South on here. What's up, Slim?
Man, what's up, Hoodie? What's up, Crusher? What's up, family? How y'all doing?
Who that tell you? What's up?
Ain't nothing much.
How you feeling on this glorious day?
Man, it's a beautiful motivational Monday, man. You know, just thanking God for seeing another day, you know. Take care of your family, go to work, you know, do what you have to do to survive in life.
Yep. No excuses.
Yep. And then we also got Miss Megan coming on all the way from Australia. I'm ready to hear her positive thing. I'm ready to hear the positive thing, not her negative DK, Tyler Lockett, you know, big deal. So let's bring her on for the positive things. Hey, Miss Megan.
Blah, 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 blah. That's the positive.
Tell him, Megan, tell him, take you as you are.
That is right, my brother. Like it or leave it. This is me. You invited me on with Brandon the first time, Hoodie. That was your mistake. Okay, negativity done.
What's up, man?
It is Motivation Tuesday down here. I finally caught up on 3/4 of my sleep from the draft. Beautiful day. It is 8:05 a.m. here, so the sun has risen through my office window. A little bit cooler because we're in fall, but who can complain? I mean, really, I do a gratitude sort of body scan when I wake up before I get out of bed. It's okay, my eyes are open, I'm taking a breath. Okay, I don't know what the day's going to throw at me, but I'm going to find out. Feeling very positive about a lot of things, feeling better because I've finally got some sleep, had my coffee, listened to you fellas, had to duck out for a moment, but I'm here and feeling good, loving these quotes. But I just
I see that, yeah.
I just wanted to say one thing about what I got. I didn't listen to the second talk. I'll go back and listen to it, but my grandfather always had a saying, and I sort of got it in the what the fellow was saying. If your dreams do not scare the hell out of you, they are not big enough. My thought for the day, fellas, is dream big. Take it step by step to achieve those dreams, but if you don't think big, you'll always stay small. You know, you'll be caught in the smallness of life. And I don't mean negatively small.
Right. Not physically or anything like that.
Right.
But things will be out of your reach that if you just stepped a little, you know, you stood on your tippy toes, if you will, you can get them. Thomas Edison, I think it was, said a lot of people give up trying new things when all it would take is one step for them to achieve what they were aiming for. And I do it all the time. I'm like Hoodie, you know, I'll start something big, all gung-ho on it. No, I'm bored now, I'll move on. Now, that's okay, but you don't find something to stick to because you're always, you want the quick fix or the quick solution, which is fine. I'm not saying that as a negative, but I'd rather... To give you an example in my own life, I went to university after 28 years out of school because I always wanted to go to university.
Good for you, man.
That's great.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I graduated just before my dad died, which was even better. But a 3-year degree took me 6.5 years to finish.
Don't matter. And I'm glad you stuck with it.
Yeah, I am too,
Right.
because there were times, believe me, doing statistics. I'm not mathematically minded, but we had to do statistics. It was a psychology degree, so you had to do your stats for your reports and things.
Right.
I failed statistics 3 times. The only reason I passed it was because I had a migraine the day of the exam. I rang my lecturer to tell him, and he said, I'll pass you straight away. If you get migraines half as bad as my wife does, you deserve the pass, because they were stress-induced. But the greatest moment in my life, and I've got
That was the best headache you ever had then.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. I mean, I had to get up and do the exam. I knew I was going to blow it, but I rang him and
wow,
expecting to have to do it again. And he's like, oh, hell no, I'll give you a medical exemption on that, because as he said, my wife gets them. If you get them half as bad, you deserve it. But what I'm saying is, if I had given up the first time I failed, I wouldn't have that beautiful piece of paper framed on the wall saying that I have an undergraduate Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and Sociology, because I threw it away because it was too hard. There were times I'd be in tears trying to work this all out, because I wasn't on campus for my degree. I did it online, which made it harder because I couldn't go face to face with the lecturer and say, hey, listen, can you step me through this? I do not get it. But the relief and the joy when I stood up, I lost a shoe going up to get my degray. My shoe slipped off. I mean, that was just a funny moment. But to have my dad there, 5 months before he passed away, because he paid for my degree. You know, that's what I'm saying. Keep going. Yeah, it is hard. It sucks. I could have tossed it in 4 times, but I wouldn't have that beautiful piece of paper framed on the wall saying, you got it, kid.
Means the world. It means the world.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So,
completing things that mean the world. I get enthralled with things and I leave them be. I think that's why my longest relationship, my whole 35-year-old life, has been 6 months. It's because I'm just like, oh, I think it's time for me to go, I don't know, grow an egg. I don't know.
No, be honest.
Just get skittish, panicky, and
something bright and shiny is over your left shoulder, and you're like, shiny, I need to go and find out about that. I do it.
Well, I think it's a no. I don't think so. I think it acts more of a preemptive strike. It's like an automatic. I'm gonna get you before you get me. That's not healthy. I'm
gonna flick you before I get hurt again. Yeah,
I'm gonna kick you in your abdomen and stone cold stun you before you can do it to me.
Yes, I understand that. After my parents' divorce crash, I was the same way.
Just indifferent and empathetic, and don't even know how to be enthused about being in a relationship. But I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to sum up the point I was making is the fact that no, you fine. The fact that I don't stick with stuff like I should, man. The consistency like I should. It's a problem. 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 And I'm enthused, and then I'm not enthused, and I don't, and I want to keep that. I don't. You know, it spills out to everything, and you know how Thomas Edison had spoke about what he does, and he's not so much of a different person. You know, Albert Einstein, you know, was quoted saying he's not smarter than anybody. He spends times with problems longer than everybody else.
Well, Thomas Edison had a great quote that I kind of can relate to. He said, I haven't always succeeded. I just found 1,001 ways to fail. But it was the 1,002nd time when I created what I'm known for, meaning electricity. So, you know, someone like Edison, you said Einstein, or all of those people we think are great thinkers, great inventors, great minds.
Well, they latch on and they don't stop. They latch on and they don't stop. and they figure it out. And
my favorite
that-
Albert Einstein quote is, "I have no talents. My only talent is that I'm passionately curious."
Yeah,
And I think that's a beautiful way to be. I'm curious. I'm reading
that's a
books.
that's a gift and a curse.
Well, yeah, it can be, but I think it depends.
Yeah,
what
no,
you're
I
curious
totally
for.
understand. Right, that's a marvel. I mean, he has have that mindset of looking at everything and being like, I know what you. I'm gonna figure you out. It ain't gonna be today, but I'm gonna figure you out. And
yeah, exactly. And it might take me 20, 30, 40 years, but I will figure it out because I will work on it instead of.
And I'll even go tell the government, and they'll discredit it after 30 years of research. And I'm like, okay, well,
okay, I know what's right, even if you can't see it. I did the work. I know what's right, and I think if you know within yourself, even if you are discredited, people call you insane.
That's right.
If you stay true to yourself and what you know is right for yourself.
Facts, Megan.
Reach on
it. Everyone can say, "Oh, you're an idiot for saying the world is flat." Well, here's my proof.
Right.
That is fact.
Right.
You've been disproven. Well, no, I haven't. You just choose not to believe it.
Believe what I believe.
And you know what the most important thing is, though? I'm going to add to what Megan just said. Never change for anybody. Always be yourself. No matter what people say about you, no matter what people do to you, always stay true to yourself.
Man, and
no matter what.
Man, look, man, can I get on the screen, bro? Can I get on the screen, Hoodie, right fast? I want to say this, man. This is so true, bro. Slim, you a dog, bro. Slim, thank you for reminding me of that, man. Look, bro.
What are you talking, brother?
Anybody dealing with anything, anybody going through anything, anybody feeling distant from themselves, feeling distant from who they used to be, feeling different from how they want to be, what they planned on being, their intentions have changed. Go back to that moment, like he said, and go figure out why you just left that person right there and physically kept moving on, but spiritually just was a dwarf. What happened? What happened? For me, it was a confidence thing. For me, it was a self-conscious thing. What was it for you? Right. What was it for anybody that tried to do anything? But the moment you can go back to that and try to pick that young person up and keep going no matter what, expecting people to make fun of you, expecting you to lose, expecting things not to go your way, you're going to persevere because you done been through the roughest of it all. That was the roughest part. Sometimes the first steps that's the roughest things, man, and that's most times people kind of give up. Man, I have a pass in mass comm, and I did want to have I did want to make documentaries at one time, and I just kind of stopped, and I got to get back to that guy. He's coming back truly and surely, and it's not a thing that I can explain. And I'm not talking in third person like I'm being weird, y'all. I'm saying that I am in pursuance right now as we speak of not becoming a younger person, but reevaluating me and reintroducing myself to myself. Because
well said.
Right.
when you don't want to be yourself anymore, that's when everything changes in your life. All the food is nasty, all the drinks are nasty, all the outings you don't want to go to, everything is negative. When you don't want to say hi to yourself in the mirror, you ain't gonna want to say hi to nobody.
That's fact.
Preach it, brother.
You have to fix that. You have to fix that and ask what is wrong. Me, bad anxiety, social anxiety. I get weird. I get silent. I get like an alien. Like I just seen a shooting star. I blank out or I get self-conscious or did I say this wrong? I say this right? Am I being too active and I'm being too animated? Am I not? I'm a very over analytical person, and that can leave me paralyzed. That's my problem.
You're an overthinker like me, Crusher. You're an overthinker. Due to the anxiety, you're preaching to me, brother. It's See, my reevaluation came after 5 years ago when my father died. Because I have a name in this town, or my family has a name, I should say. I'm going to come on camera. And everyone knows me as the daughter of, the granddaughter of, the cousin of, whatever. That's fine, because that's who I am. I am the daughter of my parents. I am my brother's sister, my nephew's aunt. That's fine. But what happens when you're anchored to that, i.e. my father, is not there anymore? Now, 5 years ago, I watched him die, basically, to keep it short. And I was lost. I ended up with depression, anxiety, PTSD, because I had a whole lot happening. I had part of my jaw, I had this much of my jaw taken out. My brother has an ulcer that nearly killed him. Yeah, so on and so on. But once all that settled, I had to deal with the depression, the anxiety, which was finally diagnosed and could be dealt with, instead of, like you said, Crusher, being, this hyper-animated person, then going back into my shell thinking, oh, they're going to think I'm an idiot because, like you, overthinking due to the anxiety.
Right.
My brother made a promise to me that now I don't know, hang on, I'll get out of your way. I don't know if you can see that there. That's Lord of the Rings. I've read that book every year, at least twice since I was 7. I'm 46 now, you do the math. My brother said to me, I will take you on a trip anywhere you want to go in the world to help you heal. Guess where I went, fellas? The North Island of New Zealand to Hobbiton, the movie set. Now, my brother is not a fan of Lord of the Rings and barely reads books. Like, he reads, he knows how to read, he's a teacher, he reads what he needs to. My brother said something to me that had me in tears. On the bus coming back from Hobbiton going to Rotorua, we were sitting beside each other on the bus, and he leaned over. I was reading Lord of the Rings, as you do. And he whispered into my ear, he said, I love that you loved Hobbiton. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Dude, I love the books. I love the movies. Of course I'm going to love Hobbiton. And he said,
right.
No.
Like, what other reason did you bring me here, dude?
Dude, this is my nerdvana. Of course I'm going to love this. And he said, no. I knew you would. But you had a sparkle in your eye. I have not seen since Dad got sick and died. And this is like almost a year later. He said that sparkle was back. I was terrified you would never, ever be that happy again. And if it took me, meaning him, to get you to New Zealand, get you to Hobbiton, get you to the Weather Workshop to see Thunderbirds and Lord of the Rings and all of that, which I am not interested in, I'd do it every damn day to get you to smile again. But what they did was I've always loved the idea of travel, but I'm also at the same time an introverted homebody. So love travel if it's only 5. Right. Like Bilbo Baggins, I'll travel if it's 5 steps outside my door. The thought of international travel didn't scare me, but it's like, oh, that's so unreachable because it's the money, right? You need a passport, you need visas, all of that. Right. Well, 9 months later, after that trip, I'm back in New Zealand, this time with my mother on the South Island, having Christmas with my mother on the South Island. 6 weeks after that, I'm in Brisbane watching the greatest band of all time, Queen and Adam Lambert. As you all know, September and October of this year, I'm going to LA and Seattle. Now, would that have happened if my dad hadn't died? Possibly. I still would have travelled. I got invited to go to Africa to see my sponsored child graduate school.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it's at the same time I'll be in Seattle, so I had to say no to that, sadly. But what I'm saying is, I've dreamt of travel. I'm going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, that's going to be interesting for 2 reasons. One, it's in Africa, and it's a 24-hour flight. And 2, I am absolutely stone motherless, terrified of heights. It's the second tallest mountain in the world behind Mount Everest.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. If your dreams do not scare the hell out of you, they're not big enough and you're not trying. Now, I'm not saying that to criticize. I'm saying the thought of me standing on top with a 12's flag, planting the 12's flag at the top of Kilimanjaro, scares the hell out of me. Am I going to do it? Well, I'm going to get as far as I can. It might take me a couple of, 2 or 3 times to climb the mountain to do it.
We're gonna be here, and we're gonna be here every climb.
But oh hell
right.
yeah! I mean, talking about the trip to New Zealand, I stood on the top of the glacier. Firstly, to get to the top of the glacier, I had to go into a helicopter, which I was fully expecting a full-on PST-induced panic attack. But I have a picture of my mother and I standing on at the top of one of the tallest glaciers in New Zealand. Again, would I have done that if my father hadn't died? If I didn't have PTSD in a helicopter? I went to the top of Sky Tower in Auckland. Second, it is taller than the Space Needle in Seattle. I had a massive panic attack because my foot hit the glass floor. What the hell's that? And I've looked 500 meters straight down. Of course, I had a panic attack, but I did it because I knew if I didn't, because we were leaving Auckland the next day and not getting back, because we were flying
it would have been said and done.
I will admit there was alcohol involved, and I did have a bit of Dutch courage, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Would I have done that?
At least you had enough cognizance to know you did it. You wasn't.
Oh
you
yeah,
didn't get blindsided.
The next day was the day we were at Hobbiton. I was sick as a dog because I had vertigo. And my brother said, would you have gone up Sky Tower if you knew you were going to be sick today? Oh, hell yeah. Because I knew, because we weren't coming back to Auckland, I would have kicked myself in the backside. Oh, why didn't I? I was too scared. The fear won. Screw that. I'm going up. And that's what I'm saying. You have to step out of the comfort zone. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it'll probably scare the crap out of you. And that's when you know you've done well. If it's like, I'm terrified of heights. I am doubting greatly I'll go up the Space Needle. I'll have a picture taken underneath it, yeah, but will I go up? I'm still deciding. But like Sky Tower in Auckland, I probably will, because I know it's one of Seattle's great attractions. B, I'm that damn close, why wouldn't I? And how damn good, even though I'm absolutely terrified, will it be like Sky Tower to say, hey, check this out, guys. I may not stand on the glass, looking out the window, standing on the glass floor. But hey, guys, I'm at the top of the Space Needle. Not look at me, aren't I fantastic? But look at me kicking fear in its backside. Because everyone knows I'm terrified of heights. It's something I've had since I fell off a slide and busted a shoulder when I was a kid. But check this out. I am at the top of Sky Tower. Sky Tower. Well, yeah, I'm at the top of Sky Tower, but I'm at the top of the goddamn Space Needle. Wow. Okay, yeah, I'm sort of holding myself against the wall looking around. Like, check out that view of Seattle. God, Seattle's a great city. Yeah, whatever. So
now are you overcome any of it?
What's that, my fear? Do you mean?
Have you overcome any of it definitively? Overcame any of it?
I don't know, because
still a work in progress, huh? Every time you go.
It is, because it is a phobia. It's so there's anxiety, then you have panic disorder, then you have phobia. So my fear of heights is called acrophobia, and I have been diagnosed with it. It's a work in progress and will probably be for the rest of my life. And as I said, would I have gone up Sky Tower even without the influence of alcohol 10 years ago? Probably not. I would have avoided it. Even though we were staying in the hotel under the tower, at our window out in the hotel, you could look up and you could see the tower.
And Meg, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're right, man. I'm probably talking too much, so no, Crush, it's all good.
No, I just wanted to point out real quick that the tragedy of losing your father probably was the breakthrough moment in your life for your subconscious to break through everything you had a barrier up against and didn't know it. You know.
That's what it was. That's when I said, I've had enough of pleasing people, Crusher. You said it brilliantly. I've had enough of people putting me in the box of being the father or the daughter, the cousin, the sister of. As I said, that's who I am, and that is a part of me, but stop defining me. I'm my own. I remember a friend of my grandfather's when I lived in Sydney with my grandparents said, oh, which Gawkra do you belong to? And I sort of stopped and I thought, are they asking me who my parents and my grandparents are? Because I don't belong to them. I am related to them.
Right.
But I am my own person within that. And Crusher, I was 42 when my dad died. No, I wasn't. I was turning 42 that December. He died in March. I was 42 that December. And when I was diagnosed with my mental health issues, I said, right, that is it. I am learning to say no. It is going to piss people off because they're used to me saying, yeah, jumping through hoops for them before myself. As I said, I've had this much of my jaw taken out. The same day my brother is in hospital 3 hours away having his stomach pumped because he had an ulcer and he was going to have an ultrasound. So they gave him the dye for the ultrasound, not realising that there was a great hole and the dye that he drank went into his stomach, and he was 2 hours off dying of septicemia. So imagine this. Imagine my father, all this stuff going on. And, I had part of my jaw taken out, and I said, you know what? This is ridiculous that I'm still a people pleaser. I've got to, because Dad died, and I was his primary caregiver. My brother certainly helped. I won't say he didn't, but, I can't do this anymore. And more than I can't do this anymore, I don't freaking want to. This is not good for me.
At all.
I wasn't sleeping. I was not sleeping. If I got 20 minutes sleep a night, like good deep sleep, that was brilliant. That's not healthy.
And I couldn't imagine.
Said about toxic people. I just had to cut people out because my mental health, as D. Marshawn says, my mentals and my chickens were not doing well.
Yeah.
And it pissed off, excuse my language, Hoodie, it pissed off a lot of people. But it's like, if you're going to be like that when I'm saying I'm trying to get well and better for myself, screw you. I'm done.
That's the biggest piece.
But yeah, you're absolutely right, Crusher. It was when Dad died. That was sort of the catalyst for me.
It's cathartic. It was like a breakthrough. It was like, I'm tired of
it
the
was
opinion.
Honestly, why have you not thought of doing this before?
Yeah,
I mean,
because you was content.
Harder to have done before. And it's like, why the heck? I went vegetarian and I've never felt better. I went non-tox in my house. So I have no chemicals in my house because of migraines. Best thing I ever did. I mean, I still get migraines occasionally, but not nearly as often as I did. So why the hell wasn't I doing this before?
You was content.
Well, I was happy in my comfort zone.
Right.
My box. Don't want to upset people, so I'm not going to step outside of this. Because that's going to upset Hoodie or Crusher or Slim or Marco or, being the people pleaser I was. Oh, but still am. I mean, I don't go looking for fights unless it's God of creation telling me Steve Largent isn't the GOAT.
Oh, my goodness.
But that's neither the time or the place. I'll stand up for myself. I will absolutely stand up for myself and my family and my friends. But I won't be walked over anymore. And you know that, Crusher.
You won't be walked over, and you won't let yourself doubt you.
Well, I won't say I won't overthink because, the anxiety.
No, you're gonna overthink.
But
that's what an overthinker does. We don't stop overthinking.
No, and I don't think I ever will. But it's like, no, this is not healthy for me anymore. If I've got to cut you out of my life to feel better, I'm doing it. And I didn't get to Motivation Monday last Monday because you had it at 3 a.m. my time. But just even knowing that through talking about it, like if Dad died 10 years ago, there'd be no way in hell I'd be freely talking about it. As I
and
do
you might not have even taken heed to anything that was insightful being said.
Well, it took me 2 years to go to a psychologist because I'm fine, I'm good, I'll deal with it. After 2 years of trying and failing, I was like, you know what?
It's not working.
It's not working. Something's wrong. Let's get another viewpoint. And my motivation to talk about it is to help somebody, hopefully. Now, whether I know the person or I never meet the person, if I help one person by talking my truth, and that person goes to help another, helps another, and so on, golden. You know, that's why I want to talk about it. But, you know, I've been burnt by talking
and that's
about
why, you know, and that's why I think this pod and this channel, I don't think we do a lot of the confrontational stuff. I'm so glad that Hoodie, he don't latch on to drama to try to catch views and stuff like that. Shock jocking and arguing and being, you know, loud. We get loud as 7 people in the chat, of course, but I'm talking about obnoxious, toxic, cursing people, moms, cursing this and that. You know, really talking about teams. And
that's when I have a problem with it, Crusher. You can,
get
as you do. You know, we poke at each other, all in jest, all in fun. You know, I take
exactly.
But when it becomes a personal attack, effort, I am done.
Right.
But again,
people can have their opinion, but the thing is that I tried to diplomatically tell you about your player. You just come on and say whatever. That's no, you're not gonna do this.
Look, I may not agree with you. My viewpoint on life is I might not agree with you. I might think internally you're a freaking idiot. But you have the right to, as I do, as we did yesterday, express an opinion. Now, rightly or wrongly, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me. I personally prefer you disagree with me because we can then have a conversation, as we do, Crusher. I can still think, oh, that guy is a moron. Really? This is what he's coming at me with. Okay.
Yeah.
Idiot, but, you know, whatever. This is how he feels, what he believes. I will never criticize you for having your beliefs. I might, as I said, think internally, this guy's got nothing between the ears. I probably have nothing between the ears because, you know, I'm a Seahawks fan, or, you know, say what you will, not here. But that's what democracy is. You can say, you can have your beliefs stand for what you believe in, as I do. If some of them are the same, brilliant. If not, agree to disagree. I mean, timid wars have started because I didn't like Crusher's hat. He made fun of mine. It's on. It's like, look, they're 2 different hats.
Right.
The person underneath them likes the hat. You don't. Okay, fine. I'm still going to wear it. And if you tell me you don't like my hat and it annoys you, I'm going to wear it just to annoy you even more because you told me that, you know.
Right. And of course, we didn't deal with that, you know, the decisiveness and the vitriol. I'm too through with it. I'm too through.
Yeah, I'm done with
lopsided. I'm just, you know, I just kind of want to know the facts and stuff. I watch Sky News. I think I talked about this, but Sky News and like BBC and stuff to keep up with Ukraine. But I can't watch American news that much because
I don't watch the news anymore. Because I might watch it for 5 minutes, read the newspaper over a cup of coffee, and that's it. I'm done for the day because it is just consistently bombarding you with bad news. And that news needs to be told. Don't get me wrong. You know,
but
that's what's happening. But I need to step away. I used to sit in front of when 9/11 happened. I was living in Sydney with my brother and my grandparents. I sat for 18 hours straight watching that. Now that's
man, because it's no DVR. You're not like that was TV.
You know, it's like
I couldn't get my Juvenile 500 Degrees album for my birthday, September 12th.
You know, it's like my father used to talk of where were you when Kennedy was killed?
Yeah.
Or where were you when you heard John Lennon had been killed? It was a defining moment. Where were you when you heard about 9/11? Well, it was 3 a.m. Australian time. I was online to a friend in Canada who said, turn on your television, watch the news. I saw the second plane hit the tower going, is this a movie? This isn't the news. And then hearing what happened. So, it's one of those defining moments where you can say, I was, or when Princess Diana died, where were you when you heard? I was working at a museum in Sydney, those kind of things. But I would not, my heart breaks for the Ukraine. I have part Russian and Latvian family on my mother's side. I cannot watch that for 18 hours anymore because of what it is. You hear the stories about hospitals being bombed, and I'm like, that's it, I'm out. That is tragic. I can't hear that because there's children involved. Not because I'm sticking my head in the sand like an ostrich. I don't want, la, 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 I don't.
Right.
I cannot hear.
No, it's just...
This is devastating to me because there are children, women involved. I mean, I'm not saying it's not tragic that men are getting killed. I'm not implying that, but, a little babe in arms. You saw the toys at that train station covered in blood that were being held by a child 10 minutes before. I'm sorry. I'm getting teary thinking about it because I put it back to my nephew. Those kids could have been his age.
Totally.
And I just, as I said, it's not la la la. I don't want to hear this. It's I can't hear this.
Yeah, I can't afford it.
I can't for my mental health, and that's not, somebody said, "Oh, you're being selfish." No, I have to do this because I would fall.
And y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. When I'm to the point where I'm speechlessly stressed out. And I am mind blanked, just blanked.
You just frozen.
I will watch. I don't even know if y'all even know Berleezy. Berlin, easy game, playing a game, doing playthroughs.
Oh, okay. No, I've not heard of them.
He's just a funny person. And sometimes that kind of helps me not think about my personality so much. I kind of can bounce off of somebody that's in a better mood, and that do that for me. It's so trivial and unexpected, but watching somebody play a game, a series of it, one episode, it really kind of calm me down and stop thinking like Chad so much, because Chad can be really a annoying person. He really can.
Yeah, and I think it's whatever works for you. So. For me, I love retro TV shows, retro cartoons from my childhood, retro TV ads, those kind of things. So I'll just watch a bank of those. Maybe an hour. Or, excuse me for one moment. I will watch this little man. Where is he? Oh, you'll do.
But that's healthy coping mechanisms. It's not a self-medicating thing. See?
And this, okay, you can see here. I don't know if you can see. I'll move out of the way.
The baby Yoda is a little bit too tall for me. It kind of creeped me out. It kind of looked like
as I said, tomorrow is
Have you watched Boba Fett? Have you watched Boba Fett?
Yes, I loved Boba Fett.
Is Baby Yoda growing somehow? Is that evolution? And
well, you have to remember that.
Oh
Yoda,
shit! Okay, I know it's bad.
Baby Yoda or Grogu is 50 years old, so he is a baby. When Master Yoda died, he was 900. That is a small infant, but that's what works for me. I'll turn on my favorite Star Wars is Episode 1, Duel of the Fates with Darth Maul, because I have in that corner I have a dual-bladed lightsaber. Tomorrow is my high holy day. It is May 4th, May 5th. I will get out. Talking about stress, I will get out and spin the lightsaber for the first time in 4 years because of my shoulder. Or I will sit down and watch probably Mandalorian, maybe 4, 5, and 6 or something. But that's what I do. Now, you just said Baby Yoda freaks you out. Okay, I love the little bugger.
No, but the Tyler one.
Oh, yeah, okay. But it's what works for you. You might put on music, you might listen to a podcast, you might do a meditation, you might do all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I can't wait to get out with my camera. I'm a photographer and a scrapbooker.
And then, now that we kind of talking about it, like, bruh, in the chat, what is some of y'all healthy coping mechanisms?
Definitely.
Let me know, like, what y'all do. You read, y'all color, y'all plant, y'all have gardens, the game, the TV, any special shows, anything that, what's y'all go-to? Because we got to have a go-to that ain't self-medicating and, you know, popping perks or whatever. It's got to be things that are conducive to you.
That's mine right there. I cannot wait to spin this because I haven't been able to for my due to my shoulder injury for 4 years. But yeah, definitely spinning this because a friend of mine walked past my house. I spin out in the front yard because they're 2 48-inch blades. And I don't have the room to do it, but I do it outside in the front yard. And a friend of mine walked past to go to the doctors and she said, do you know you were in a trance when you were spinning that? And I said, oh, was I? Because I meditate. As I'm spinning it, we have different moves we do, litany and whatnot. And she said, you must have been meditating because I said hello to you 4 times and you did not hear me or respond. Now, I didn't think when I was doing that, I had no conscious knowledge of it, but I noticed that when I couldn't do it because of my shoulder, that I wasn't meditating as much because I didn't have I was still meditating, but not the same because I didn't have the blade in my hand. So, yeah, so I listen to music, I read, I write, I color, I scrapbook, I take photos. I annoy Saints fans online, but I do that when I'm not stressed.
That's regular stuff right there.
Yeah, that's just every day. I have movies that I go to if I'm feeling upset. So things like 2001: A Space Odyssey, the Star Wars movies, Blade Runner, Citizen Kane, The Wizard of Oz, those type of movies that make me feel safe. So I'll put one of them on, or I might do a marathon, The Godfather, although I'm still unsure how a gangster movie makes me feel safe, but, you know, whatever works.
Because it's gangster.
Because it's Marlon Brando. And I was made an offer I couldn't refuse.
Was it? Exactly. Like nobody could.
No one would refuse The Godfather.
Right.
Or, podcasts, videos, that, you know, any or all of those is what I do. But it's just finding something and sticking with it. But I heard you say you have a journal, Crusher. I've had one since grade 3, 1985. Not the same one, but I journal, I write, I'm writing a book, so on and so forth.
Young kid the other day, I was talking to him and I told him, get your feelings out, especially being a young man. Don't start living that life at your age, you know, trying to run around with different for JJs and trying to cover up your pain. You just told me about your pain, right? Don't try to cover that up, bro. Write that stuff down. Write everything down that you feel. And he kind of looked at me kind of crazy. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm black and I got a tattoo on my neck. It don't matter. I don't care if I'm a big brute man. That ain't for girls. Don't feel feminine for writing your feelings down. See, that's the problem in the first place.
That's
the problem in the first place, you know? Like,
that's what frustrates me so badly is, I can't do that because I'm a guy. You can. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell on you if you write in your diary.
Right. You probably going to know. I'm just telling y'all because I'm so open with y'all, you know? Right.
But also, if it's something I did when Dad died was I wrote him a letter and then I burnt it. Not because I was embarrassed by what was in it, because Well,
You're ridding yourself of the feeling. You're purging yourself of the insecurity. You're purging yourself
I
of the
just was
doubt,
like,
the worry.
Dad, I need to say this to you. I could never say it to your face.
Right.
Here we go. Boom, it's gone. Right. As you said, I feel like a cathartic moment.
It's gone.
But I think Slim, sorry, Slim, did I cut you off there, brother?
Not at all. Not at all. You go, Megan.
No, I'm done. I need a cold drink because I've got a sore throat. So.
No, you good. I'm listening. You good.
But I mean, this is all my experience. It's not a. One thing I will say about mental health. It's
the
not
music,
one
that's the thing. Hey,
it's not one size fits all.
I got confused when. One second. Darkness, what's going on in the chat, man?
I seen that comment.
Yeah, I saw Darkness's comment.
No, he can't use that word at work unless he works for the cake. Yeah. Okay, so should we be scrolling up or should some? I mean, Jerry a sniper, bro.
I like this. Funny how this is from Darkness also. Funny how the perspectives from the bottom is a better one. I found that out when I was dumb enough to jump from a plane. Darkness, you're braver than I am. I hate flying. I'm not jumping out of a plane if it is on fire and hurtling to the ground. So, Darkness, you are a braver person than I am. My mother has parachuted. My brother wants to. I'm not jumping out of a damn plane if it's on fire. So,
The self-growth is amazing.
What I would just quickly say, Crush.
Hey, so I think what Darkness trying to say is when Guy Carson is on the show, he's always saying it a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's true.
One thing I would say about mental health, fellas, or mental health strategies, and it's one thing I've learned the hard way, is one size does not fit all. What works for me may not work for Slim. What works for Slim may not work for Crusher. What works for Crusher may not work for Marco, and so on. Now, there might be things that overlap. They do work for everyone, and that is fantastic if you find them. But again, I know I've said it before, don't compare yourself to what Crusher's doing or what I'm doing. Whatever it is, if it works for you, do it. Do it consistently. Make it a habit. As I said, before I broke my shoulder, I'd be spinning my lightsaber for 4 to 6 hours a day, practicing because I was being taught choreography. So I'd be practicing the choreography. I must have looked like an idiot in the front yard swinging a double-bladed saber. I didn't care about that. That was my.
That's what I say today, Odyssey, son.
You know, like who's this idiot? Who does she think she is, Darth Maul?
A human being that's free living.
It's
something they're not doing.
I need to do this because my brother says it to me all the time. He doesn't believe in meditation himself, which is fine. But he said, "You haven't meditated today, have you?" And I looked at him and said, "How do you know?" And he said, "You are crankier than usual." And I thought, okay, as usual or more than usual, what does that mean? He said, then the next thing he said, "Have you had coffee today?" Yes. Okay, so obviously by process of elimination, if I don't have coffee and I don't meditate, I am a bear. So he said, you need to start meditating again. You can't do it with your saber because of your shoulder. Find another way. And I do. I wake up an hour before I get out of bed and I'll meditate for an hour. Then I'll get out of bed and start the day. But people notice when you're not doing what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thing is, it's easy to get into a habit, but it's just as easy to find excuses to get out of. Oh, my shoulder's too bad. Oh, I haven't got medical clearance to spin the saber, so I'm not meditating today.
Right.
Okay, that's fair enough that your shoulder's not good and doesn't allow you to. Well, you got 2 arms, can't you spin with the other arm?
Right.
Yeah, okay. You know, so I would also say make it a regular habit, be consistent, but don't make excuses. But I'm going to keep quiet now because I've spoken for 20 minutes straight. I'm going to let somebody else have a turn.
If you was talking that nonsense, Megs, I would have been cut y'all. We would have started, I don't know, talk about, I don't know. But
talk about how awesome the Seahawks draft was. There you go, boom. No, I know this is not a football conversation, Hoodie. My apologies.
I personally, with my dorky self, was about to say, y'all seen the Rescue Ranger trailer? Because it looks awesome.
Oh, I saw that this morning. Awesome.
Right. Yeah. Look pretty mad.
Well, I'm going to let someone else have a go because I need a can of Coke at 9 a.m. So someone else can have a turn.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Well, if anybody else don't have anything, we can go back to the quotes over here that we got right here.
Sorry, Hoodie, I took up way too much time. Sorry.
You're good. What the show's for?
Hoodie does 8-hour streams. That was a decimal.
So Carson, so I know you were talking earlier about the every day is a chance to be better, and then you your phone was dying on you, so you had to leave. So if you want to finish up on that, and then
that obviously didn't get better from yesterday. The phone issue.
My mic on, guys.
No, but it's an accountability thing, man. It's an accountability thing. Yeah, you get Yaki.
Derek L, what's up, bro? That's Derek L.
The rap. I see his name on the corner because the quote stood up.
I was trying to find out if my mic was on.
Yeah, you
can. Okay.
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Who that, Hoodie? Who that, CT? Who that family? From everybody?
Hey, it's a great day to be a Saints fan. We talk about it. See, okay. Look, before we move on, this is what a Saints fan is. This is what New Orleans is. We're talking about accountability, character, making yourself better, uplifting yourself. We just signed to Ryan Matthew. We're supposed to be throwing parties.
Oh, awesome. Well done.
We're supposed to be, bloviating. We're supposed to be celebrating. We're supposed to be all happy and jubilant and over the top. We're talking about how you can wake up and be a better person.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
On the other side of the world. I appreciate this channel, bro. I appreciate this channel. I appreciate y'all. It's a humbling thing. It's a grounding thing. It's a keep everything even keel type of situation, bro. I mean, because we truly could be over here like, sunshine has gone. You know what I'm saying? But we over here talking about us.
But I must say, though, these are some great quotes I'm looking at on the screen. There's some very great quotes. I love them.
No, they are brilliant.
I'm trying to pick a favorite one, but I love them all.
Yeah, I wanted to speak on two of the affirmations. Now, y'all know I was up in here 2 weeks ago with my first surgery, and my second surgery was Friday, and I ain't gonna be able to talk too much longer because half of my face all swollen up. But these two quotes really hit home and spoke to my heart. The first one was, don't focus on your pain, focus on your progress.
Yes.
Now, I had to change my focus from my pain to my progress. I had to realize that what I'm going through is just temporary. I had to look back at certain things that I had been through in my past, and I had to really tell myself that at that time I felt like I just wouldn't get through it. It was the end of the world. This is it. But guess what? I did, and I'm gonna get through this too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Straight up.
Yes, you will.
Yes, you are.
This time,
mindset just like that.
This time was no different than all those other times.
Right.
It was just the fact that I was in the midst of it. So,
that make it different, make it heavier.
Right. We can't complain when we don't have shoes and they got people out here that don't even have feet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thanks.
Did we ever fix our mouths, to complain about? And look, last week, not just was the surgery. If y'all remember, my roof was leaking. I found out I had termites, and
I ain't know that, D.
yeah.
From the hurricane?
No,
Delta?
I just woke up one morning.
From Ida? Where you live at, brother?
I live in Houston,
Mm.
but it was like a rainstorm.
That bad. Okay, yeah. Okay, I thought you meant like a tropical.
So the roof was leaking. My wife called me, and it was like water damage in the roof. I'm like, what is that? Now this was the day after I had my surgery, so it was like something else.
Just all that stuff, man. Just all that stuff. All that stuff, man.
But
man.
How can I?
But you smile at it. You smile. You don't smile at it to euphemize it, dog. And I don't mean to say it like that, bro. But you're prepared. You're preparing yourself for life when everything can kind of happen all at one time, and you like, well, I'm still right here.
That's right. How can I complain about that when they got people that don't even have a place to sleep at night? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And as a minister and a person that has a relationship with God, I had to remind myself, guess what? Just because you have a relationship, it don't make you exempt from the problems of the world.
Well said.
Right.
So, what a blessing it was today to be on the NOLA Bros earlier. And some stuff was said, and people were really humbling themselves, and it was getting past just that we signed, money back.
Yeah.
It was some humbling stuff that was going on. And you guys, on here today, and 2 weeks ago, y'all was, giving me encouragement and, praying for me and all of that stuff. That goes a long way.
You do.
So
you do.
And the second quote that it says, God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldier. Like I just said, being a man of God, as a soldier. Yeah, that's right. As a soldier for God, and I need to go through these battles, bro. I need to go through them and go through these storms as a soldier. Like CT has said earlier, God is closest to those who are in need. So, as I go through these battles, as I go into these battles, I have to be careful to always remember, it's not by my strength, but by the strength of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We go through these battles, but we conquerors, bro. We are conquerors.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Facts.
Even though we love the Saints, we love our boys. Sometimes, it's not about football, and that's why I'm glad Hoodie and CT started this show. We family, and it didn't happen by chance. I need y'all to know that. It's all in his will.
It don't. No, it don't. I mean, to have Hoodie have an opportunity to have these like off season topics and stuff to continuate having the content and going live, and it's just a great idea because I feel like it brings us closer together as far as maybe dealing with certain things that somebody else dealing with, and not talking about football, not arguing about football. Like we not on television. We not enemies. We not trying to get people to come watch us because we talking all crazy, like we dissecting football, we talking, but at the same time we got a camaraderie. You can come tap in if you want. It's more than a football play. It's come tap in, you'll see. You know what I'm saying?
My grandmother used to have a saying that people will cross your path and come into your life for a reason. You may not know what it is straight away, but over time it reveals itself. Now, long story short, I came to Hoodie's podcast. I'm a Seattle fan, as everyone knows, but through a collaboration with one of my favorite human beings and fellow 12s in the like one of my favorite people, present company excluded, Brandon Kane. He was appearing. And I thought, I'll come on to support Brando. And I went on camera, and yeah, that was mid-March, I think it was. And, you know, I love the fact that I am a Seattle fan, and it's respected, not always agreed on. You know, DK Metcalf has just said he's staying in Seattle, by the way, fellas. But that doesn't matter.
That's exactly what he did when he signed. He signed, yay!
No, it's just been confirmed in 4 places. I've just looked, but we're not talking football, fellas. We'll talk about that later. But what I love is that a year ago, or even 2 years ago, there's no way I might come on like Slim did and comment and you know, participate. But the thought of being on camera, participating in a discussion like this, telling my story, oh, hell no. But even though I am a 12, Hoodie said, look, you know, come on. We're not converting you to be a Saints fan because that's never going to happen. There is as much chance of me becoming a hardcore Saints fan as Hoodie falling to the dark side and becoming a 12. We know that's never going to happen. But
I never forgive you, dude.
I feel absolutely safe in here to the point where I can tell my story. I could tell it to Brandon. I've told it to Brandon. Brandon knows it. But there's not many people I would fit. Like, I have a large circle of friends, but it's the inner, smaller circle that knows the story. I may choose to tell some of the outer circle in time. I may not. But they're still friends. They're more acquaintances than close friends. Whereas here, I consider you all, dare I say it, brothers from other families, you know. And I can feel safe to say it. So I did not know when I came in with Brandon that first time. I thought I'd just come in whenever Brandon comes in, you know, that's fine, you know, I might pop in occasionally. But it's become more than that. And it's felt safe to do that, if that
elevated.
Sense.
Elevated to
Megan, you've been a joy in this podcast.
Straight up.
Oh, thank
Straight
you.
up, man.
Sometimes I wonder if I talk way too much, but
no, the thing is that I feel is some channels, their nature is to have that temperament of, you know, volatility to try to have virality. You know, so they already mean they already trying to have a, you know, a charismatic type of person, or shock jock and say whatever. And I just haven't seen the Saints one like that. I just haven't. I just haven't ran across.
Oh, there's a couple of 12s ones I avoid, not because of the person, but because of that. As soon as you come in, they want to start a fight with you, and it's like, dude, really?
Yeah, and you know what? I got so mad when I seen them people fighting after the Raiders and Cowboy game. I mean, I'm sorry, the 49ers and Cowboys. I'm sorry.
Oh, right, they were crazy.
That was
the people were scrapping, bruh. You could be a 43-year-old man with a beard and 2 children crying on my shoulder, and I'd much rather that happen than you swinging crazy and carelessly to all type of females and children around you because a football team lost.
Look, I get devastated that the Seahawks lose because to watch a 10 a.m. game in Seattle, I've got to be up at 2 o'clock to be awake by 3 to watch it. Yeah, we all get upset. You know, our team loses a Super Bowl, we get upset, we get pissed off. Yeah, that's fine, but you swing at if that causes you to swing at somebody because you're pissed off, sorry, I'm going to come and flatten you. You know, particularly if it's a woman. I'm not someone to swing first, ask questions later. If you hit me, I'll hit you back. If you hit a woman or a child, I will deck you.
Right.
Right.
And
your excuse is because your team has lost,
And even the team that won. Because they both was acting. They both was, you know,
they were going crazy. I remember that.
What it looked like, because what it looked like is, look, if I was a 49er fan, and I seen Cowboy fans like them that was the look in their eyes, man, I wouldn't have messed with them dudes, bro. Because
do you value your life? You really gonna have a
you know, like this is about to escalate to something more than a joke about a football game. These people kind of look devastated, low key.
Wanting to hurt you.
I wouldn't mess with them people, man. I'll walk by, you know, the pretty little young couple that got smiles on their face, and you know, tell, man, I'll see you next time, or something stupid. I wouldn't walk up to no vatos looking like they want to choke you already and start trying to troll them.
And that's what frustrates me. I am a passionate 12. Does that give me the right to fight?
No,
no, it doesn't.
Anybody.
Be passionate about your teams. I'm not saying don't be a passionate fan, but respect that other people follow other teams.
That's how you learn more.
Who may beat your team. You don't have to like the fact that you've just been beaten, unless you're a masochist. Oh, my team just got beaten by 500 points. Aren't we the greatest? No. But it does not give you the right, because Seattle just got pants by the Saints by 300 points. Not going to happen, by the way. But you know what I mean. Okay, yeah. Am I pissed off the Seahawks got beaten? You better believe it. Does that give me the right to come up to Crusher and punch him in the head just because he's a Saints fan? No, it does not.
No.
Sorry, not sorry. No one has the right to raise a hand in anger at somebody else just because their football team lost. Now, I am a passionate. When the New Zealand All Blacks lost the World Cup, they've been world champions 3 times. I had friends ringing me because they thought I would be suicidal because I love the team that much. No, I was annoyed. I was upset.
And Meg, I don't even think that was the first night I talked. I think we talked after the season was completely over. When we lost, when the 49ers lost to the Rams, I cried.
Oh,
I was crying.
Oh, no, I didn't, only because it was the 49ers that lost. And being a Seahawks fan, our passion,
man, to be that close to like to say, okay, we actually about to do this. Oh, that's crazy. And then don't do it.
There was a couple of games with
Seattle. It was such a crazy season. It was just like, man, that really took it. It took it.
There were a couple of close games with Seattle that we ended up losing that had me just not in tears, but like if someone said something to me 2 minutes after the game had finished, I probably would have burst into tears. But all I ask for when I'm on a chat, and I get it here, I get it with Brandon, is respect. I'm not coming here to cause drama. I'm coming in here to give my point of view. Now, you've got 2 choices. Agree with it or disagree with it. I'm happy that you have that choice, and I don't care what you choose. Let's have a discussion. When it becomes a personal attack, as it was on a couple of Facebook pages, because I'm Australian, I don't live in Seattle, I can't be a 12, etc., which I've never had here, by the way. I'm not implying that you guys have said it because you haven't. That's when I say, you know what, this is bullshit. I'm out. If that's you being a 12, you really don't understand what it means to be a 12.
No, you don't, and it's sad. It almost bring a tear to my eye talking about it, because they literally got people right now that don't want to see a black quarterback in Louisiana, man.
That upsets me because who cares about the color of his skin? You know, if he gets the job done for you, who the beep? I cleaned that up. Cares?
Yeah, and I think we did a good job today of not cursing too. I think we did an excellent job. Plus we don't have the profanity on Motivation Monday that much.
No, and that's why I bleep. That's why I bleep myself.
Get your shit together. Get your culture together. You better get your life together. You better uplift your body.
Was that someone motivating me? Sorry, I missed it.
God damn it, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But who cares? I believe in giving
Meg, you safe here. This is
I believe
football
in giving
talk.
you a second chance. And if you stab me in the back with the second chance, I'm not giving you a third. Sorry, not sorry.
Right. No, I'm not.
Oh, that's facts.
I'm not giving you. I'm like
I'll give you
I'm
two
like Randy
chances,
Orton.
and if you screw them up, I am done with you. You know, what is it? Fool me
I
once,
agree.
fool on me, fool me twice, fool on you, fool me
Right.
3 times, no chance. Or
Right.
whatever that is. I think I fucked that
Or
up.
if you or as famously put, you fooled me one time, shame on me. You fooled me 2, you fooled me 3, you fooled me again. You do it, you can't do it again.
No, that's right. I'm willing to give. I will give you a second chance, but if you screwed up the first and second chance, that's it. No more. I've given you a fair go. I won't cut you just because you looked at me sideways. I might cut you if you said something nasty and looked at me sideways. But even then, I'm not going to do it right away, you know.
Yeah.
But I think what I was saying is that this is a safe place for me, and I've worked hard to find safe places. Brandon's chat, your chat, Hoodie, Motivation Monday, where 2 years ago, or even this time last year, I might have been on the chat in the comments, and I wouldn't have stood up and spoken. Not a chance in hell. But as I said, I'm talking too much, so I'm going to stop now. But, you know, thank you for that. Thank you all for that, I think is what I need to say. So
Right. Until podcast earlier, I told Hoodie, I said, Hoodie, you a real one. And also CT came in, man, everybody knows CT. And his podcast, I'm so proud that his podcast is about to start up. But what I need all y'all to know is these podcasts that everybody is doing is a reason for that. And it's not that y'all are starting these podcasts on your own. I hope y'all don't believe that. This is what God planned. And for whatever reason, we don't know right now. But just like this show is helping people, I'm pretty sure that all these other shows are going to help people. It started with Big Q. He blessed, he was a blessing.
I haven't met Big Q yet. I need to fix that.
And then with Nola Bros and with all of these different podcasts started up and it's spreading like wildfire. And I just hope that each podcast take responsibility for helping the community, for spreading positivity and not just using it as we gonna just talk football. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a time and place, I think, to talk football.
There's a time and place.
As we do.
But it shouldn't be the only thing that it provides when there's so many other needs.
Exactly. And that's why I make an effort. So Motivation Monday, for you guys, it's Motivation Tuesday. And that's why, even though I should be out getting groceries and whatnot, I'm thinking I can do that later on. Whereas this, to me, you said it brilliantly, Derek. If there's a need for it, it should be met. And for me, my need is, well, not to hear myself talk, because I talk to myself all the time, but to hopefully, I guess, use my voice in a positive way that may or may not. I'm not an egotist to say by being on Hoodie's Motivation Monday, I am going to change the world. I might change. My motivation with talking about mental health, with talking about losing friends to suicide and whatnot, is if I help one person somewhere in the world, doesn't even have to be in Inverell, Australia, wherever, realize that their life is worth something and hopefully change their minds about committing the final act of suicide, then my work is done. But then that person tells somebody else, who then goes and talks to somebody else and changes their mind about it. I wouldn't consider my work done, in inverted commas, till we get rid of suicide as an option. And that's possibly never going to happen. But I've lost 4 people very close to me to suicide. I don't want to lose any more. And I will do within myself what I can to maybe not stop it dead, but to at least break down the stigma of talking about it, of talking about depression, anxiety, mental health.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will lead not to a movement. I'm not starting a one-person army here, but at least start the idea that suicide, people have asked me with my depression, have I ever felt suicidal? No, I haven't. Absolutely not. But I have been at the bottom of the pit in understanding how people can get to that.
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean.
I feel a little more empathetic to those people because even though I've not, taken the pills or the slit my wrists or whatever, because I've been that low. It's kind of, a friend of mine described it as being at the bottom of a very deep well. And you're looking up and you can see that little spot of sunlight. And you're thinking, right, that's what I'm aiming for. I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out. But you start climbing up and you fall because the bricks aren't stable and they're crumbling under your hands. And you sit at the bottom going, how the hell am I getting out? You know what I'm, strange analogy, but if I can be the voice to say, hey, I'll throw you a rope, I'll get you a ladder, just hold on. That's what I'm hoping to do. I don't know if I am, but hey, I could be, so.
You already are.
Yeah, suicide is very serious. I lost a dear friend to suicide, so I know what you mean. It's very serious. And if you can beat out for them, no matter what.
Yep. Give them their roses, man. Let them know. Also be honest with them too. Let them know. It's not you. I've lost 4 friends.
Right. I understand. I know it's very deep, so
it's a deal. It's a deal here. Since like Hurricane Laura, even before that, just mental illness kind of rampant in Calcasieu Parish, and there's a lot of people unaliving themselves, man. Like just not children or teenagers, just middle-aged people, and somebody had jumped off the bridge a couple months ago out here. Like it's just a rampant place with that, and you have to do the complete opposite of that, and that's why I don't dive into it. I dive into football. I dive into writing stuff. I dive into history. I dive into Napoleon Dynamite. I dive into Elder Rings. I dive into whatever. I don't dive into what makes me feel bad. And I don't dive into self-medicating to the point where I'm nullified and I can't feel what I'm supposed to feel in the first place.
Right.
Hey, Crusher.
Yeah, what's up, brother? What's good?
Hey, just for everybody, real quick, if y'all don't mind, since it's a motivational Monday and stuff, my girlfriend, her mom posted this on thing on Facebook, so so I wanted to share this with everybody real quick and see if we can get a little prayer going out to this. So if you'd like to read it, Crusher, for me.
Okay, one second. And bow our heads and pray. Dear Father, I would like to take a moment, ask that everyone pause, bow their heads in prayer for EBR police officer Nick Tullier. 2016, Nick was ambushed and shot many times, striking him in the head. Nick has remained in the hospital ever since. Through it all, he has been a fighter, Lord. Recently developed an infection that the liver, but in the lining of the liver, but not in the liver, but in the lining of the liver, excuse me. Doctors are doing everything, but he is not responding to the antibiotics and has become septic. The doctors told his family that it's a matter of time. Mr. and Mrs. Tullier have not left his side since the shooting. Please, I fervently ask you to keep them in prayer. Amen. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All prayers.
And that kind of goes off of what we were saying earlier. Remember how some people wish they can be in our shoes, right?
Man. Oh man.
That's
the man's
tough.
been
That's
in there
tough.
for 6 years. Just think of that. Living in a
That's
hospital
tough.
bed for 6 years.
That's tough.
I know what it was like living and breathing hospital ICU for 3.5 weeks with my father. God, I couldn't imagine 6 years. But oh gosh, puts it all into perspective, doesn't it, fellas? Absolutely puts it in perspective.
And see, that's what angers me. This violence shit has to stop, man. This violence shit has to stop. Like it's just too many children being killed, man. It don't even seem right.
It's just like they don't value life anymore, you know?
They don't value life, man.
That's it.
I thought, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Megs is familiar with any rappers or young Dolph or King Von.
Not my choice of music, but go
got
ahead.
you. I got you. They that's gangster music. That's drill music, but some young kings, some young talented kings just taking off the street, from the Juice World with drugs and from gun violence to Dolph and Fat and oh man, I just get tired of. I don't know, man. I'm just tired of gun violence. Period, man. I couldn't imagine living out in Chicago.
You all know I'm a huge fan of Coach Pete Carroll, our beloved head coach. He started a program in LA when he was with the Trojans called A Better LA. He brought it up to Seattle when he went to Seattle. But he was horrified, as we all are, hearing stories like Nick's story, that he would go into the worst parts, in his words, of LA at night to meet these young gangsters, the Crips and all of those guys in South Central LA. And he was telling the story, I was watching a video with him where he was talking to this 12-year-old kid. And he said, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? And the kid looked Coach in the face and he said, I have two choices in 10 years. I'll either be behind bars or I'll be dead. Now, that is horrifying to hear a 12-year-old tell you that. So Coach, in his wisdom, decided this is crap. So he created a foundation where he goes in, he and his team, not so much in LA, although it's still in LA, now in Seattle, go in and talk to these kids and teach them the skills to get them out of that. And
just try to do the part.
People say, why do you love Coach Carroll? Well, that's it. He doesn't always have success rates, but he gives them back their self-worth, which I think, I'm not a gang member. I'm as far removed from it.
Well, I know. Well, whatever, Custer. I know what you got going. I might start talking like that.
But it's a 12-year-old. That's 3 years younger than my godson Noah, saying, I have two choices in life. I'll either grow up in 10 years to go to jail, or I'll be 6 feet under. I couldn't imagine my godson saying that. I couldn't imagine my nephew growing into that. And yes, I am a white-skinned individual who comes from a middle-class family, so I've never known what it is to be in that situation, granted. But if hearing a 12-year-old say that to you, as Coach was, he nearly fell through the floor. If that doesn't motivate you to action, hearing Nick's story about being shot in the head, and his family, God bless them, 5 years or 6 years at his bedside, something is very wrong, and I would question your humanity.
Yeah.
If that crap, and I clean that up again, Crusher, doesn't anger you, doesn't devastate you, it doesn't make you bloody angry. I didn't clean that up, Crusher. Something's not right if you don't feel angry about that.
Because it's these young kids that they're not educated, they're not worried about getting educated. East Baton Rouge, man, I guess it's a little bit better than West, but public schooling is non-existent. Baton Rouge is a hotbed. You know what I'm saying? It's just a powder keg. There's just always something going down over there. And I mean, it's just crazy, man. I can't even put into words how angry it make me, man. So they get talented children, don't have nobody to tell them they talented, so they grow up using their talents in devious ways and messed up ways. By the time they realize they need to grow up and take care of their children, take care of themselves, it's too late half the time.
Exactly.
It's just sad. I just get tired.
And I think waiting for somebody else to fix the problem. I mean, Coach saw a problem, and I mean, okay, if you know anything about,
but in his defense, Megs, he probably has dozens of devastated children that come to him about stories like this.
Well, that's what I was going to say. And in Coach's defense, he is in a position. He was the USC Trojans head coach at the time. He's now obviously in Seattle, the Seattle Seahawks head coach. So he comes, people said, he's a middle-aged rich man trying to put a Band-Aid on it. I
mean, I'll tell you this.
At least he's doing something. Instead of waiting for somebody else, throwing his hands up going, there's a problem, I see the problem, not my problem. I'm not done. You know what I mean? He went in and he made a change. It's like the song Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson, one of my favorite songs of his. If you want to make the change yourself and your thinking, then change the world. It's like one of my favorite quotes of all time is attributed to Gandhi, but apparently not said by him. Be the change you want to see in the world. Meaning, if there's a problem that you see, like Pete Carroll did in LA, don't wait for somebody else to make the change.
Like I did refraining from cursing.
Well, you may not be able to change it. You may not be able to change the problem yourself. Pete Carroll wasn't the Messiah who came in and said, I will fix gang violence. He's like, there is a problem. I'm going to need help with it. So he went to the police. He went to businesses and whatnot. And he was starting the process. Now, the process has continued on. Now he's in Seattle. He's expanded it to Seattle. So it wasn't, hey, you're on your own, fellas. I'm out. I'm going to Seattle. It's like, keep it going. Let's continue this. I'll take it to Seattle and see what happens up there. Instead of going, it's all too, some people, they annoy me by being the ostrich, sticking their head in the sand. It's all too hard.
Yeah.
If the whole world did that, nothing would be done for social justice, for human rights. It is scary to take that first step. Pete Carroll, there's a clip of him saying, I do not know what I'm doing here. I hope I'm not screwing this up.
Yeah, it sounds just like
he had the courage of his convictions to take that step, to bring people with him, and to say, this isn't going to be easy, gang, but if you're with me, I'll stick with you, you stick with me, we can do something, whatever that is.
Whatever that may be.
And to me, it's working. There's the two gangs came together to pick up rubbish on a beach in LA a few weeks ago. I'm like, that shit, they'd be killing each other.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Crazy.
But yeah.
I kind of don't like it. I kind of hate like meathead fans, hit them hard. Come on, bro. You don't have to do it. It's not 1994, bro.
Would you speak that way to your mother? Really? Okay.
And then your boy got fired because he asked for some pizza.
Sorry, Crusher, say that again.
What's his name? One of the teams 2 weeks ago, they was serving chicken salad in the cafeteria for lunch. He asked for some pizza.
Oh,
Him and the coach exchanged words, and he lost his job.
Dude, I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat lovers pizza. I'm supposed to go hungry? Yeah, no, I'm out. No,
Man,
that was weird.
They fired that man, not reprimanded him or told him to sit his ass down, eat chicken salad, and shut the fuck. Excuse my language. No, they fired him, like Vince McMahon.
That was weird. I remember hearing that. Third or fourth hand, but
it's something else going on. It's something else going on with it.
It's like, really, you're gonna can him over a pizza?
Wow.
Is that the best you got to can him? He wanted a pizza because he doesn't like chicken, or I can't eat tomato in a salad. You're gonna can me because I'm a red? Screw you, I'm out. Yeah, something's not right.
It's something ain't right. Something is not
I gotta
too
get
right.
going because it's 10 o'clock and I need to go and do some shopping. So I'm gonna shut up once and for all and leave you alone.
Meg, stop telling yourself to shut up. Stop telling yourself you're talking too long. Stop all that. We had a podcast, we're talking, expressing our feelings. That's how we're supposed to be. Now if you was on here, you know, talking like, you know, Aunt Joanne that's talking about 85 and 86 for nothing. All right, hey, we're gonna holler at you later. Thank you for calling. No, but you good. Stop there. You good.
We're not gonna
appreciate the combo. We appreciate it, you know. Good.
Hang on. Someone wants to say goodbye, fellas.
All right, Paul.
Hang on. Let the close the blind so he doesn't get the sun in his face.
Like, yeah.
Oh, still didn't work. Oh, you'll get your 5 seconds of fame in a moment, kid. Just settle down.
You're already famous.
Yeah, Crusher loves you. He told you he doesn't, but he does.
Straight up.
Later, nephew.
All right, Paul. Take it easy, Paul.
But yeah, thanks again for making me feel so safe to be able to come and chew your ears off for 2.5. Well, I haven't been here the whole time, but 2.5 hours.
Hey, we almost there though. We counting it down. I think we're less than 20 Sundays away from kickoff. We'll be here before you know.
20 Sundays before I'm sitting in Seattle watching the Broncos get beaten. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not talking about football now, are we? 9 days till we get the schedule. 9 days till scheduled day, boys.
What do Broncos say?
My goddaughter's birthday, 12th of May. The schedule comes out and I can finally choose what damn game I'm going to while I'm in Seattle. Can't wait. But I will holler at you all later. Gee, I'm even picking up the southern lingo. One of my friends said to me, you're dropping y'all a lot in your conversations lately. Have you been somewhere south in America? And it's like, yeah, I go to New Orleans and Louisiana every few days.
You come back like somebody else.
We rubbing off on you, Megan.
But no, it's all been good, fellas. You are absolute blessings in my life, and I thank each and every one of you, everyone on the chat. Thank you for making this. See the new shirt?
Thank you.
It's for making me feel so safe and whatnot. And if I didn't have to go shopping, I would stay longer, but I'll give you all a break now. So I'll talk to you all later.
Bye, man.
Be safe, Megs. Have a good day.
Yep. You too, fellas.
See you later.
All right,
go home. All right, say Paul. We're gonna holler at you. Peace out.
All right, peace, Paul. Don't get in no trouble, Paul.
For real. I seen that little teddy bear back there.
What? Slim timeout. You don't know don't get into trouble? Famous He will see that as a challenge now. Slim said not to get into trouble. How much trouble can I get into? All right, guys. Take care.
All right, Megan. Much love.
All right, Meg. Peace out.
Shout out to Megan, man.
Hey, but Crusher, Slum Sour, Marco, Mr. Derek, is there any last words any of y'all would like to say about Motivational Monday, man? Because I'm in the podcast soon. Because my boy Big Q is finally live over there, so I want everybody to go catch his stream. And be able to listen to some Saints football. And then tonight around 9:30, we're gonna do a podcast of mine as well, about the honey badger and stuff again, for my people that come on late at night. So any last words, anybody?
I'll be right back.
Peace and blessings, brothers.
Yes, man, Derek. And peace and blessings. Hey, and continued healing to my dog, Derek, man. Continued healing and prayers, Derek.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Derek, man. Good to chat with you, Derek, bro. I'll be seeing you all in the chats all the time, man.
Yeah, you know what's happening, Slim. You my bro, man.
Yeah, man. Let's get it.
Hey, call in or not, we still in this thing together. Know what I'm saying? That's what matters.
Facts.
Yep.
That's right. And always stay true to yourself, no matter what.
Exactly.
Right.
No matter what.
Any last words, Mr. Marco?
Yeah, I'm gonna say a few things. It won't be long. I ain't gonna hold y'all long.
You good?
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hear
I was saying you good.
Okay.
We can hear you, bro.
Yeah, we're saying you good.
My thing is, for me, I'm a very positive dude, man. Like very positive. And of course, your life is affected by the circle you have. And of course, in that circle, if you got the right people on your side doing your ups and downs, the positive always outweigh the bad all the time. So I also believe in, and I also like to listen to other people's thoughts and things they go through in life, because you can relate to something like Megan was talking about earlier. She lost her dad, man. I lost dad, mom, my sister, her son within 5 years, but that's not no having a pity party or feeling sorry for me. But I had my mom and dad in my life my whole time. But at the same time, I can be positive for somebody else if they're going through that situation. You know what I mean? So I always I always do, and always put myself around positive people. And like Crusher said earlier, it's a blessing and a curse. I have a thing of, I pick up on bad people real fast, and I've questioned myself on that. Like, I don't want to think that this person, but it always happened like that for some reason. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time, but I still try to think positive on everything, man. So this right here, this is my first time being on this podcast on Monday, because I know Hoodie talked about it last night, and I love it, man. I can do this all the time. That's the type of person I am, So that's all pretty much I got to say as of now. There's minimal things I can say, but I just want to throw that in the mix to end the podcast.
Well, you can say some more. We don't have to end it just yet, because you wasn't able to talk earlier, because we all were talking. So I was saying, just say what you got to say, man, and then after that, we'll end the podcast, Everybody's got their chance to talk, and then after that, we'll end it.
No, that's cool, man. Like I said, I just want to put in a quick thought, being positive, you know what I mean? And chasing your dreams, like she was saying earlier. I mean, if you're chasing a dream and it's just, it's vanilla pretty much, I mean, that's not really what you want to do. But if something make you uncomfortable, being uncomfortable is the best thing when you're trying to do something in your life, because whenever you accomplish that, you really appreciate it more, So,
yeah.
And I appreciate listening to Crush and Meg talk a lot as well. They had a lot of positive things to say, so because I can relate to a bunch of that stuff. I'm all about, like the way Crush was talking about earlier about how these kids are in Baton Rouge, because I live in Lafayette, Louisiana, so I'm 2 hours from New Orleans. So we have the same issues happening here all the time with young people. And if I can save one young person from going down that road, I feel like I did something great, because that one person saved 100 people, So that's how I think, man. And like I said earlier, the circle that you have, the people around in your life, is how you affect. And unfortunately, a lot of times you have a bigger circle, but not a lot of good people. And we're talking about, like, unfortunately, saying the word fake people, but if you're being true to yourself and real to yourself, you're gonna gravitate those type of people towards you in your life, and you have to stay true to yourself. If you stay true to yourself, you're not hurting no one or doing anything wrong to nobody, well, then that's the way to be. If you don't gravitate those type of people towards you about you being true to yourself, that means those people is not right for you. The right people won't come along, but you have to stay true to yourself.
You have to have that self-love. Self-love is where it starts. If you got self-love, I can show love on this podcast. If I don't, I'm going to come on here talking crazy, negative, and all that stuff. And that's the last thing we want. It starts with self-love. You got self-love. And I'm 45 years old, man. I'm 45 years old, and I didn't seen a bunch, but at the same time, I'm still learning because nobody got it all figured out. That's why it's good to share information, and you can learn something from somebody else. And a closed mind, like I said, people get older and they think they know it all, but nobody knows it all. You keep your mind open. That's how you keep elevating. And that's how you become more successful in life. And that's how you can help other people. Because at the end of the day, it's never about you. It's never about me. My big thing, I'm more happy when I see somebody else do good. That's the God honest truth. So that's just my thought, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I tell people, no matter what, like when I see a person, let's say a veteran, coming in their uniforms, right? Or they in their uniforms, so you see a police officer, maybe two guys of them coming to eat at my restaurant. You might have firefighters, you name it, there's doctors, anything that you see people like that, you coming in, you see them to come to eat and stuff, man. I tell people, let's say you do have enough money, right? It never hurts to treat one of them. Yeah, they make money, they firefighters, they cops, they doctors, they got the money, veterans, make their money. But I still always, pay. Like one day I literally paid for somebody, and as soon as I was about to pay for that person's bill, somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, is that your table? The two veteran people? I mean, the two policemen?" I'm like, no, that's not my table. And I was like, "Why?" And I said, "Oh, I thought I seen you talking over there." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I was letting them know I'm paying their bill for them." And they were like, "Well, can I pay half of that with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Just a random person coming out there. It's just to give back to those who are sacrificing their life to be an officer, to be a firefighter, to go through that fire, to be a veteran, to fight for your country, So little things like that will make people days. And like I said, they got little things that you can do. You can be in the drive-through line at McDonald's and say, "Hey, I want to pay for the person behind me." They pull up to the window and they get shot. And they're like, "Wow, then you know what? Fine, I'll pay for the person behind me." And it can continue to go on. And you never know who that might impact. The next person that comes, be like, I didn't even have that much money today to do this, but thank God somebody actually, got my meal in front of me, and they don't never know who started that, right? It could have been a person that started it 5 cars ago,
right.
So I'm saying any small things like that is good. And like I told people before on here, I met this guy. I served on this dude that was blind. Him and his grandma and his brother came in. I served on them. They had a good time, made them laugh while they were here. And before he left, I told him, I said, "Man, Dallas, there's one thing." And he said, "What's up?" And I said, "Man, there's one thing you can do no matter if you was blind or not blind, bro. There's something that you can do way better. And that's rock them sunglasses, man." I said, "If I wore them sunglasses, I'd be looking ugly as hell." But I said, "You look great with them damn things on, man. You're rocking them." And he started laughing. He said, "I thank you, man." And the grandma, laughed, and she said, "Hey, I appreciate what you did. You made his day." So, and then the next week when he came back to eat, he actually sat with Madison, my girlfriend. So they took care of her because she was, nice to them, respectful and stuff. And they told her about me. And they're like, "Oh, you date Alan? Okay, cool." And then, they understood everything. So like I said, you can make an impact on somebody's life, like you notice when special need people come in, with the special need, and people just laugh and think it's funny, want to make a joke about it, when you should just go be like, "What up, man?" If you just put your hand out to give them a little pump, like a little fist bump or something, they love that. They love attention. They love, hugs and stuff like that. And I said, it never hurts to just be nice one day to somebody and see what type of impact you're making on their life by just giving them a hug or, a high five or, just saying hey to somebody can make their day, because some people can walk right past you and they don't even think that, like, they might think we don't have nobody out there that cares about me. And you might be walking past that person and you'd be like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" And then they just look at you and they're like, "Well, hey, I didn't think you were going to say hey to me. I didn't think I had nobody that would like to say stuff to me,
Yep.
So, I mean, there's many things in this world that somebody can do that's just so small that can impact the world and make, little things on people's day. And I think if people did that every day, if every single person, no matter if you was a good person, you're a bad person, if you just did one good small thing like that, man, this world would be so much better.
That's right.
Straight up better.
But anybody else? Any last words, Mr. Derek? I know I asked you earlier if you had anything last thing you'd like to say.
No, I just found the day after I graduated from the seminary, Big Q let me post a prayer in his community chat. If it's okay with you, um, I like to end the podcast with part of that little prayer.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Almighty God, we pray and praise your holy name. We thank you for always showing us mercy and grace, dear God. God, we know that we are not a perfect people and we don't always get it right, Heavenly Father. But we serve a perfect God who gives us strength and gives us hope. God, we thank you for your unconditional love, for helping us to do better. And we strive to be better every and each and every day. Help us to value and love one another, to show others the way we want to be treated, Heavenly Father. The same way you value and love and treat us. God, we ask you that you teach us to be more like you and less like this world, dear Father. We acknowledge that you know all, that you see all, and you are all powerful. So we pray that you open our eyes and open our hearts and give us the wisdom to trust you every day, Heavenly Father, in every situation, even as this world gets dark and chaotic at times, and we face storms of everyday life, dear Father. We just ask that you encourage us and help us to continue to learn and depend on you, dear Father. We know that your power and your love will always see us through. So today, dear Father, we come together and ask that you bless all these podcasts, Heavenly Father, that's in this community. There's so many, and I can't name them all, but I'm gonna name a few. Uh, Hoodie Show and Big Q Show and Masked Up Podcast, even uh, um, the shows that not even coming through the pipes yet, Heavenly Father. CT Crusher Show, all those that are sharing information and have the ears of people, Heavenly Father. We just ask that you use them to your glory, dear Father, and use them in a way that help others, just like this motivational Monday, dear Father. And the Lord will be so careful to give you all honor and all praise. And we lift these and all prayer in your name, the Most High. Amen.
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 Amen. Yes, I thank you so much for it.
That was very good, Mr. Derek. Maybe we can start having you every Monday, to do a little prayer if you want. At the end or at the beginning, doesn't matter. We can start it off. We can end it with one too. But with that being said, everybody, we're going to end the podcast in just a little bit, for everybody can head over to Big Q and listen to whatever he's got to say about Tyrann Matthew coming home and stuff like that. But I guess one last thing just to tell everybody that came to my mind, and I think about it, it's a quote that I kind of just came up with myself, and it goes like this: before you judge, before you actually make a judge, right? So before you judge, stop, talk, and ask. Before you judge somebody, just stop there, talk to them, ask them why they do certain things. Why is this a certain thing before you actually judge somebody and just blame out, not like somebody. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, like this is the thing that's so bad on in this world. Like, I'm gonna just give you an example. I seen something on Twitter, and somebody had walked into this person's office, and he was supposedly considered one of the best, roof person, slash, whatever. Redo like people's roofs and stuff, right?
Oh, okay.
Somebody recommended him to go, go see this guy in the office, to see what they can do on a deal and get a cheaper deal and get their roof, because it's the best one there, cheap one too as well, and it's affordable. Well, the person walked in, he took a damn picture of that and walked out and was like, would y'all recommend having this guy now that you know that he's got a Trump flag in the background? And I'm like, you don't bring politics into somebody's just work.
Right.
Like, you don't know why that person might have said I wanted Trump to win, or I wanted Biden to win. Like, you don't know the reason behind that. You just thinking stuff. Oh, he's a Republican, I don't like him. Like, people need to start judging like that. Like, there's what you call it, Republicans, and you got Democrats, you got liberals, you got all those people that still are nice in this world, but y'all just judging by what they wear, or what they represent on their car or stuff like that. So that's why I tell people, just ask them and sit down with them and be like, hey, what was your reasoning behind this, right? They might tell you the good stuff. I mean, some people just look at them like, oh no, I can't talk to you, sorry.
Right.
Right.
It's just like don't do that. Like, like I said, some people judge people by their skin, which is wrong. So
yeah,
it's just sad with the road we in. But like I said, eventually it will get better eventually, because I think God's gonna put enough good people in this road to actually make a change and an impact. So
Well, I don't know if you know it, and I know we about to set it down, but if you help me with that, Eddie, your relationship with CT, help me with that, that race thing.
yep. Because Crush is like a brother to me.
because
So
it's nothing bad, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, man. And
No.
I just met him, man. Like, I've been knowing Hoodie since maybe September. I mean, I've been knowing Hoodie since we lost it. That's all I know Hoodie, man. So I'm glad I came across these cats, man. And
yep.
man, I'm just glad that it don't even matter if it's 10, 15, 20 people here got a community to say, look, we not talking about football. Let's talk about us. How you doing? You all right? Let's do that.
Right.
Let's do that. Because obviously the world needs that right now. Obviously the world needs that talking to males, middle adult males that going through things that obviously don't even know what to even say about them. I think we need it. I'm glad we got a community to do that. I hope, like Tom Grassi, I think he uses his influence for the good. Don't get me wrong, like, massive content creators like that. But man, I bet you if people did this on a bigger scale, it would be something, because this world needs people to ask, you okay? That's simple as that. You got
like
people
that.
walking around every day. You say no words to it.
Small things, the small things can help change this world. Like me, like when I said, let's say this channel, whenever it does blow up and I got, let's say millions of dollars coming in, there's stuff that I really want to do. Like, what can stop a lot of these young kids from doing crime and doing bad things? What can easily prevent that? Somebody like us that becomes famous and have money, giving them stuff that they need to stay away. Like, how many people really love playing basketball when they get upset or something, like just playing the sport, keep getting their mind off of everything, football, but not everything is open 24 hours, so you might not have it at that moment to do a bad thing because you got nothing else to go to besides what you're thinking of. So down here, whenever I get my money coming in, I want to make a 24-hour basketball court indoor for people to go in and enjoy and play whenever they feel like it. I want to make a 24-hour football field where they can just go over there and play football whenever they feel like it, without getting stuff, and I'll pay somebody to stay there to make sure, everything's working, make sure they got security out there, make sure nobody's trying to fight at night, just to keep everything and all these people, offer bad stuff, because when that bad stuff happens, sometimes everything is not, it's not open and they not be able to do it. So they stuck doing whatever's stuck in their head because they got nothing else to do.
Yeah. That's the scary part about it.
So
yeah, man.
There's so many things.
Bro, real talk. Check on your people. Check on them people on Facebook that's the funniest. Check on them people that's the loudest. Check on them people that's trying to act the strongest. Check on them. That might be a facade. They might be trying to do it to be strong for y'all. Check on your friends. Check on your family. How you doing? You okay?
Right.
More
right,
than
man.
it's not hard to do. People just need, bro. It's a lot of people that's going through this and it's not for a coinky dink, man. Mental illness is real, and we just need to check up on each other.
Right.
You know, that's
Hello, just checking on you, see if you're alive. That's the simple thing, man. Go a long way.
Yep.
A very long way, bro.
But with that being said, everybody, we had a great Motivational Monday, almost 3 hours. I think that's the longest we ever had a Motivational Monday show, almost 3 hours. So with that being said, hopefully to see everybody again on the next Monday motivation, you know, which will be next Monday with me and Crusher and them. And also tonight we will be having a live podcast at 9:30 on the Honey Badger news and more and stuff like that. So make sure y'all don't miss out on that. By the way, if y'all are
I forgot we got Honey Badger.
You forgot already, huh? But with that being said, y'all, I'm hoping to see everybody again tonight around 9:30. And also make sure y'all go head over to Big Q over there. He's live right now. Go listen to him. Go chat it up with everybody in there. And hope to see everybody next Monday for this podcast. But with that being said, all I can tell everybody for right now to next Monday, stay motivated, stay positive, and just be kind and be nice to everybody that you come across. And like I said, just do one thing a day if you can, just to be nice to somebody and say one positive thing to people that can help change this world, you know. So who that to everybody, man. I love every single one of y'all, and I appreciate every single one of y'all coming on today. And I'll see y'all later tonight, all right? Who that, everybody?
Yes, sir. Your boy CT Crusher here checking in. Just wanting to remind y'all to go subscribe to my homie Hoodie Jube for the Hoodie Jube live podcast. We talking pressing topics here for you every night of the week. Hit that ding dong bell to make sure you don't miss an upload. Come join in on the conversation. Help us expand the community. We do a lot of giveaways, give away to a lot of charities, giving away to the local children's hospital. And oh, by the way, if you want a chance to win free NFL tickets, yes, I said that, free NFL tickets, make sure you subscribe and hit the ding so you don't miss a chance to win free NFL tickets. Peace out.